it's not just me or John or our players, but the whole staff, all the 12s out there. I think we got aligned. We had a vision about where we wanted to go, and then we stacked days and just abided by the process, trusted each other, loved each other up, and took it day by day, and here we are.
What to you was the biggest factor? How would you answer that question if you were asked by a reporter? Hey, what did I actually take to get here? What was the biggest factor?
Luck. You got to be healthy for the most part. Well, healthy at the right times because they went through some stuff, right? Safety's down, defensive lineman down. One is luck, man. I don't care how we can look at the 2-point conversion by Zach Charbonnet. We can look at just field goals by Jay Myers. Like, you have to be lucky. But your foundation has to be set. I think he's done a great job setting his foundation with this squad, man. This is a close team. It's the closest team I've covered. You can tell these guys really like each other. They like being around each other. I've been looking at them on social media since they've been in Santa Clara. They're feeling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got to have talent. You got to have good coaching. Got to have a quarterback. Got to play good defense. But the foundation has to be set. And I think that with the meetings that these guys have had, just getting to know each other, man, they just really like each other and play for each other. I was just watching a clip of Ernest Jones during that last drive against the Rams, and he's talking about just, hey, we looked a little fatigued, we got to do this and that, and then D-Law is speaking up. It's just there's a cohesiveness with this team that makes you feel like they're champions.
Let's go to Sam Darnold first on being one win away from winning it all.
Yeah, I grew up dreaming of this moment. I grew up watching, a ton of great football players and a ton of great football teams get to this moment and make great plays. And I feel like, whenever that happened after a Super Bowl, I was always, emulating that in my backyard, my front yard with my friends. So, yeah, I always dreamed of moments like this.
One more here on his resilience to get to this point.
My family was a huge part in my ability to get over things and, the resilience that I've had. And, I've always had a tight-knit, close group of friends that have kind of, when things are going well, they keep me grounded. And when things aren't going well, they lift me up. And I think it's important to have those people in your life.
Sam Darnold being here, now we'll talk about it in our next segment, kind of what a win or loss would do for the Sam Darnold discourse trademark. It's got to feel surreal for him in this moment. When you're a number 3 pick and going to a New York team, you probably feel like, the world is your oyster. And you're like, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to turn this franchise around. But he's since been in the basement of the NFL.
What's crazy about Sam Darnold is that I guarantee you almost everything that he's wanted to do in his life, he's done it. Right? I want to be a college quarterback. I want to be a first-round pick. And now I get to play in the Super Bowl. But in between him hitting all those milestones, there were some low points, man, where he probably thought, at one point, maybe I'm not good enough to be a starter in this league or team's just trying to test you. So that's what makes it sweeter is that he's guaranteed has done everything he wants to do in his life. But the road there, man, has not been a direct shot. It's been windy, ups and downs, left and right. So this has to be surreal for him. He seems like the type of guy to keep it in perspective, though. I think if and when they do win the Super Bowl championship, then he'll be able to relax a little bit and reflect. But it's so important that you just be in the moment when you're these athletes. Like, you take it in, you smell the roses and do all that good stuff, but the job is not finished, as Kobe once said.
Yesterday, we played some sound from Justin Jefferson, who was, kind of lamenting Sam Darnold being gone. Not only that Sam Darnold didn't look like the best version of himself in that final appearance for Minnesota, but that Sam Darnold wasn't there in Minnesota this past season. Do you think that Sam Darnold actually continued to grow and evolve in Seattle? It wasn't like, hey, the finished best version of Sam Darnold just arrived in this, for the Seahawks and led them there. Did you see growth for him over the course of the season?
Yeah, I didn't watch all of his games last year with the Vikings, so it's hard for me to say how much that he's grown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you put together 14 wins in back-to-back seasons, when you have games where you're turning the football over and finding a way to bounce back, when you have 9 game-winning drives the past, year or two, I think that's only second behind one other quarterback, there has to be some growth. And with me, it's really just the last part of the season watching him grow, watching him bounce back from being asked to throw the football 35, 40 times, carrying the team, hitting a low spot, bouncing back. And he's grown and he's done it with the same kind of stoic demeanor, too. Because if you look at his numbers, they were better with the Vikings. 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Over here, 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. But I think those numbers also speak to how he was asked to do less later on in the season, which I can appreciate because that run game gets going. But when it's all said and done, so far in the playoffs, man, he's got 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, completing almost 70% of his passes, and it's looking good. So, yes, I've seen growth with Sam, but his type of growth isn't going to show up with just like sideline reactions or the way he is in the huddle, because he's typically the same every time you see this dude. I think it's more of just understanding exactly what type of game is needed from him to win ball games.
Okay, one more here. We're going to get to Sam Darnold in about 15 minutes. So let's go to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
A lot of great players, great Hall of Fame players, great players, don't get to be able to be up on this stage. So for me to be able to do it at 23, it's a blessing. And, I give the glory to God, and, I'm going to take full advantage of this moment.
He was talking about getting to the Super Bowl so early in his career. I thought it was really cool. You mentioned kind of the hype being led by Witherspoon and everything. I thought it was cool to see Witherspoon and JSN just being part of the same draft class in the same round and thinking about where Seattle was then. Now, granted, that wasn't like an original number 5 overall pick. It's not like they were god-awful, but still 2 first-round picks. That was just in 2023? And thinking about where they are right now in Santa Clara ahead of Super Bowl 60, where they are a favorite, a 5-point favorite over the New England Patriots. Just what a ride that's been for those 2 players. Yeah,
it's got to be cool, man. You come in with your draft class, you got a special connection. Even to this day, the dudes I came in with, I wasn't drafted, but that group, the Hawthorns, the Lawrence Jacksons, like whenever we see each other get together, it's like we've never skipped a beat. Now imagine doing that or having that connection now being in a Super Bowl 3 years later. It's got to be something special. But guys like Spoon and JSN and other guys on this team, like they expect this. You know what I mean? You can get into the league. I think a guy like Sam Darnold probably appreciates it more because he's year 7 or 8 or whatnot. But guys like these young dudes, they expect it, It's just something that they check off of their box. When you get older, then you start to realize, like, man, that was tough to do. Who knows if they get back to another one. But in this moment, you're 23. Stacy, when I was 23, man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm doing everything I want to. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this. It's just different. You get older, you start appreciating it a bit more.
Yeah, I would think so. And I do frequently have to remind myself how young these players are. Did you see Mike McDonald getting a bunch of questions? I think it was a Barstool podcast. I would imagine. I mean, like 90% of Barstool fans are Patriots fans. Or sorry, 90% of Barstool employees are Pats fans. I think it was Bustin' with the Boys, but I'm not sure that we're asking him like 3 or 4 different ways about Super Bowl 49's ending.
That's Mike McDonald, that? No, I didn't
So they're like, hey, Mike, just theoretical question. What would you do, like 20 seconds left? You got a yard to go. Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. Like, what kind of play would you call there? They're just trying to, trolling, I would imagine, in good fun. But God, there's so many Patriots fans in media. There's so many Patriots fans in media.
You know what what's interesting is that when people talk about like decision making on offense, they always, not always, but a lot just talk about Mike McDonald. When yes, Mike McDonald's the head coach, but Kubiak is the guy who's making all the calls. Mike will hop on the mic on a 4th down and say go for it or not go for it or something like that. And I'm sure he has influence. But I forgot I was watching yesterday, and they kept talking about how Mike McDonald has this offense going. Yes, this is his team, all right? But this is Kubiak is the mastermind behind this offense. So, yeah, that's interesting. I think that if Mike McDonald were in that situation, he definitely would have hopped on the mic and be like, hand the dang ball off to Charbonnet or K9.
I would be curious to hear his completely unfiltered, like, personal reaction off of Mike, for sure. Someone said, can you guys speak about the haters out there acting like the other teams weren't trying to get to the promised land and we just fell into it? I don't know that anyone's saying that. The Seahawks are heavily favored in this one. And from about week, maybe 8, 9, I think the Seahawks were seen as very clearly one of the 3 best teams in the NFC. It was Seahawks, Rams, and then people were like, if the Eagles would just get out of their own way, like they're the best roster. Maybe to start this season, the Seahawks weren't what a lot of people were talking about. But by season's end, it was widely seen as like the winner of the NFC Championship game will be the heavy favorite in Super Bowl 60. So I don't know that people think the Seahawks like fell backwards into it.
No, I don't
know that I'm seeing that.
I think that when you win your division and you get that bye and people kind of forget, and then you play against a Niners team who was beat up and you straight smacked them. The bye and then a smacking of a beat-up Niners team, I think, is what makes people feel like, oh, they kind of just fell back into this. But let's not forget, The Hawks played one of the best, if not the best, offense in the game in the Rams and went toe-to-toe and beat those guys. So, no, they weren't tested like other teams, but you know why? That's what happens when you're the number 1 seed. You don't have to be tested like everyone else because you've done what you're supposed to do throughout the season, took care of the division, and you got your bye and beat up on the squad. So that's why they're looking at it that way. It's almost like they would respect them more if they were the 7th seed and grind it through. It's like, that's a cool story, but I prefer the easiest path possible. And let's not forget, you had to beat the Rams. The Rams are a dang good football team.
And you had to play the Rams 3 times. And you had to play the 49ers 3 times. And you had to play some other tough opponents that the New England Patriots did not. So they might have had to play 3 games to get here, but you had one of the easiest schedules we've seen in like 30-plus years. Now, I would caution people against looking at the schedule and thinking this is going to be easy. The Patriots have been a defense that's gotten better. They have a quarterback that can get downfield. And take the top off a defense. I know it certainly didn't look like it against Denver, but it was a blizzard. You were in the middle of a snow globe, so that wasn't going to be happening there. Someone said, Stacy, I love the shirt. Did you buy that locally or online? It's from Simply Seattle, and I selfishly am going to use that to transition to this read. You can't teach this. You just know it. Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original designs. Shop in-store or online. I bought it online, and I love the throwback colors. And enter to win $1,000 in a shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
The Seattle Mariners acquired all-star infielder Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals. What's the real headline?
Somehow I think Robert Kraft and the Patriots organization are doing this to further distract us from the Seahawks' big moment. I mean, look, the Mariners needed to make this trade. I'm glad they made the trade. I actually really like it. They didn't give up as much as people thought the Cardinals would be asking for, and I don't know why the Cardinals would ask for more than this. That being said, I love leaning into the conspiracy theory that the Patriots are trying to distract the Seahawks. No matter what news I get this week, I don't care what it is. I'm going to be like, there goes Bob Kraft again.
Trying to distract us.
Yeah, trying to distract us. Starbucks releases something new. There goes Bob Kraft trying to distract us from the Seahawks.
No, this is a move that we were waiting on, right? There was whispers about this during the season. They finally got it done. You give up a young pitcher, obviously Ben Williams as well. And Donovan is versatile, man. He's played almost every dang position out there. Second base, first base, third base, shortstop, left field, right field. It gives you versatility. He's a bat you're going to use at the top of your lineup. This is the piece, one of the pieces that we're missing, especially because Gino's gone and Jorge went to the Mets. Gino is with another team, I should say, and Jorge went to the Mets. You needed this move to happen. If this move doesn't happen, I think you're still a bit optimistic about the chance of the Mariners winning the West, but now you're relying on some young guys early. But because you can move Donovan around, these young guys are going to be able to play too.
We do need to break you out of the habit of saying no longer with us. Although saying Gino's gone doesn't sound like saying he's dead. Saying Puna Ford, who's no longer with us, you had people thinking Puna Ford died.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get better.
You know what? They're dead to you. Dead to you once they're not with the Seattle team. I think the interesting conversation to come from this, depending on how Jorge looks with the Mets, will be, should you have done everything you could to keep Jorge Polanco? I mean, I don't think that they were going to outbid the Mets. I think you still have a lot of power coming from Julio and Cal. I think that one, not under the radar storyline by any means, because it's about one of your biggest players, but what does it mean if Julio turns on that power a little earlier in the season, right? And then you're not kicking yourself for not having it consistently from Gino, who, by the way, didn't bring quite as much with him after leaving Arizona here in Seattle, although did have one of the best and most important home runs ever, grand slams ever in Mariners history. What a cool moment.
The thing about Polanco is that because he's on a different team now, I think to myself, he wouldn't be able to double down and do that again. Now, if he was with us, it would have been like, yep, he's going to double down and do that again. Jorge was so up and down, you never really knew what you're going to get, right? 2 years were completely different. But good luck to him. What did he get, like 2 years, $40 million?
Polanco?
Yeah. Something stupid. Good for him, though, man.
Yeah, Mets are spenders.
Headline rewrites.
New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft
Here
was
goes
not
Bob Kraft.
He was
just like saying it.
He was not selected for entry into this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class. What's the real headline?
Maybe Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick can use this shared trauma to mend their professional relationship.
Man, that's not the headline we wanted to write. I wish y'all could have heard that one. Matt had a
Matt,
fire
you had
one.
a good one.
Nope, don't even allude to it.
Wasn't appropriate
But,
for the show. This is a family show.
Listen, this is ridiculous. Kraft should be in. Belichick should be in. One of the most winningest franchise of all time. Got the most Super Bowls. Hall of Fame, what are we doing? Like, and this is, I heard Stephen A. say this morning. Like, it's funny how players, owners, GMs are critiqued publicly all the time. And these little dweebs, little writers, get to hide behind their
How
pens.
dare you? I'm not a dweeb.
Hide behind their little pins, and because they feel some way personally about these two guys, not get them in. There isn't one logical sports fan, at least someone's going to text in and go against me, that thinks that these guys should not be first ballot Hall of Famers. It's crazy to me.
I think that what people are taking issue with. Now, there was one writer who, for Belichick, said, I voted for the senior members for whom I wanted to retain eligibility or thought that they would be running out of time, whereas I thought Belichick would inevitably and very obviously get into the Hall. So I think that part of it here is people being stubborn and not using their votes the way that, stop trying to game the system. Just vote for who you think should get it. But also, I think part of the critique is going to be with the structure of how the Hall of Fame is currently organized, where it's like, okay, you have to have. They did it to try to make it tougher to get in, but they ended up making for some dumb headlines where it looks like people don't know how to vote.
Yeah, I get that aspect of it, but I guarantee there's somebody in there who feels some type of way.
Most definitely.
Like, look at the text lines right now. Text lines are all over Kraft, all over Belichick. Yeah, man, y'all wild. That's one of the best owners. And I don't rock with Kraft. I don't rock with him. I couldn't see myself hanging out with him or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But he is one of the best owners of all time. I don't rock with Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd get along. But he's one of the best coaches of all time. It's crazy.
I actually think you and Bill would get along.
Why do you think that?
You can both be curmudgeonly.
Curmudgeonly.
I think you both like. Does he like golf? Is he a golfer?
I don't think he does.
I think you guys would get along. You guys would both. I'll tell you what you both like to do. You're both film sickos.
Yeah, I'll watch film with him for sure.
Yeah, you would watch film with Bill.
Football-wise, I can sit there and talk to Bill all day.
I think you guys would you would cut your sleeves off your hoodies, sit, get some Cheetos and some soda, and watch some film together.
I don't drink soda.
Okay, well, beers.
There you go.
And you guys could watch film together. I think that you and Bill, I actually would love for this friendship to happen.
You would love for this to happen?
Yeah. I think it's possible.
I wouldn't like his girlfriend's friends. I don't like hanging out with young people.
Oh, no, I don't either.
I appreciate them.
I love my Gen Z kings and queens.
Their optimism.
Yes.
I love it, but I can't. We ain't kicking it.
No,
like
I
that.
love them like they're my Sims. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I love hearing about them, but like I can't be immersed in a world with too many young people around me.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
It's a lot
It's
going
how
on.
they feel. They're like, God,
We're probably
you
boring
just
to them.
sit all day. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. But you keep your distance from people of too much a different generation.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
I went to a driving range one time, and I was next to a group of maybe young 20-somethings, and they were having so much fun, but it was like, calm down. Like, it's too noisy over there right now.
Yeah.
You know, you guys it's just too much movement and stuff going on. You know, I'm more
That's how
laid
I
back.
felt. I was just at the store the other day, and there were these two girls. I was there. I wasn't even there late, but they looked as though they had like been out partying. You know, where you're like your heels, you got like a little fur coat on, and they're like plodding around the store. And I just had flashbacks to like, man, what a time.
What a time.
What a time. You girls have fun out there. I'm gonna just buy some oatmeal.
I'm gonna get my daily vitamins, multivitamins over here.
Don't forget waters. Get waters, girls. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
The Pro Bowl games are tonight, I guess. What's the real headline?
Not even Bump is enough of a sicko to watch this.
I definitely am gonna watch, but we're gonna be on a plane, so actually I can't watch. I gotta watch the highlights because it comes on at 5, right?
You don't have to watch
Yes.
the highlights.
Yes, I
You
do.
do not have to
I
watch
want to
the
see
Pro
who
Bowl
won the
highlights.
QB competition, dodgeball, the relay. I'm all about athletic performance.
Okay. What are we all saying about Sam Darnold if the Seahawks win this game on Sunday? That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super weak, like super weak.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m. Bump and Stacy 10 to 2. Wyman and Bob 2 to 7. And bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Heward here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need. This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Experience a luxury resort, breathtaking wildlife, spectacular wilderness, and amazing fishing at Queen Charlotte Lodge in northern British Columbia. King salmon runs are at their peak in May and June, and halibut and lingcod are always plentiful. Check out how easy it is to visit QCL at fishqcl.com. That's fishqcl.com. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What would a Super Bowl? Well, we know what a Super Bowl would do. What would a Super Bowl win do for the Sam Darnold discourse? Trademark that. You can't take it. We all know that there's been a lot of Sam Darnold discourse all year. For instance, in week 1, Bump, what was the conversation about Sam Darnold like?
Week 1, I think it was more about the offense itself. Yeah. Remember, we didn't see any play action. I don't think he threw a touchdown. It was kind of like, all right, well, is this what we're getting? A really pedestrian type of performance?
At the end of his season with the Vikings, what were people saying about Sam Darnold?
They're saying, can't win the big one.
Can't win the big one.
Can't trust him.
Can't win the
big one.
Can't
win with him.
When Sam Darnold trotted out there in week 18 and the Seahawks beat the San Francisco 49ers to take the #1 seed in the NFC West, people were saying, this team's really good. Sam Darnold didn't do a lot, but this team's good. Good for him. He didn't turn the ball over, but a great defense, right? So the Sam Darnold discourse has changed week after week. I think it is better than it's ever been. I think that a 300-plus yard performance, 3 touchdown, no interception game, out-dueling Matthew Stafford in the NFC Championship game has now changed the discourse a little bit around Sam Darnold. But what would a win in the Super Bowl do? Question 1. Question 2. Does it matter how Sam Darnold plays? Like, does how he plays, does his final stat line, if there's a win, affect how people see him?
I think it does. And I think that a quarterback like Sam Darnold, it should be all about the victory, the W, right? Because we're not asking him to be a league MVP like Josh Allen. I'm not asking him to be a 2-time league MVP like Lamar or Mahomes. I think at this point, I know we don't like try to pigeonhole anybody, but at this point, it's kind of like, all right, he's probably not going to be that, though. He ain't going to be a 2-time MVP, league MVP, maybe a 3 or 4-time Super Bowl winner. But when placed on the right team, he's good enough for you to win a championship, obviously, or he wouldn't be here. I think that everyone's going to have haters, and Sam will have haters for the rest of his career. It doesn't matter. And I think that if he doesn't go out there and throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and plays flawlessly, they're just going to say he's just an average quarterback. They did that to Jalen Hurts, right? But if he goes out there and he looks like an elite quarterback, I don't think he necessarily jumps into the conversation with Lamar and with Josh Allen, but it's going to be hard to deny 2 seasons where he's the winningest quarterback in the game. QB rating in the playoffs, that's really good right now. Overcoming these demons and beating the Rams. And like you said, out-dueling Matthew Stafford. It's like he's still writing his story. So it's hard to kind of place him exactly in the right category right now because I think there's still so much for him to do. Could he go on a run for 5 or 6 years and tear the league up? Yeah, he probably could. I wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah.
I would bank on a season like he's had the past couple of seasons. 35 touchdowns, maybe 10 or 12 interceptions. Got a good team. You can do some things. I think he can elevate his status. I think his status has already been elevated. I think with a Super Bowl win and a great performance, he's knocking on the door. I think with a Super Bowl win and an average performance, then they're just going to look at him the same way they looked at him all year.
Yeah, I think there are some look, I think people just fundamentally hate to be wrong. I hate being wrong. I hate it. Sometimes it even takes you a minute to admit to yourself that you were wrong. So I think that if you're someone who thinks Sam Darnold is objectively bad. I'm not even saying that you think he's fine. I think if you're someone, and I don't think Seattle fans feel this way, but certainly outside of Seattle, there are Patriots fans, for instance, going, hell, he'll turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
We got Gonzo, he'll turn the ball over. If you're someone who thinks Sam Darnold will eventually mess up somehow, you're waiting for that moment. And all you're doing is just waiting for that. If he throws for 300 yards in the Super Bowl and they win, and then throws a pick that costs them a game on Thursday Night Football to open the season, you're going to go, told you. Like, you want to be right because it sucks to be wrong and it doesn't feel nice. So there are some people that will never change their mind, and that's not who I'm including as part of this conversation because, frankly, like, I don't know that he'll do anything. I think what I'm interested in is what tier, what bracket he's moved into with a very good performance. I don't think anyone's putting him on par with Mahomes or Allen or Lamar, like multi-MVP winners, and that's okay.
Right.
But do people start dropping the idea that you can't win games, not only with him, but with a quarterback who is also in that tier, with a Jared Goff, right?
Yeah.
With a couple other guys where you go, well, wait a minute, we used to think you had to have Brady or Mahomes or maybe, Stafford on a great Rams team too. But what if you can do it with something less than?
Last year, Jalen Hurts was a Super Bowl MVP, right? And I don't think anyone considers him elite of the elite. I think that team building is at its prime right now because it used to be just go get your quarterback and you'll figure the rest out. But I think that because of the way that offenses are changing too, the way these offensive coordinators are getting better, finding the right guy for their system. Like, I've used this before. When I was playing receiver back in the day, if you weren't 6'3", most guys weren't looking for you. Like, no, I just want the biggest, the fastest guy over there. And now you see some of the more dominant receivers in the game. JSN, 6-footer. Amon-Ra, 5'11". Like, because the offenses are changing, it's allowing teams to be built in different ways and not just a cookie cutter 6'5", 6'3", wide out, get a good running back, get the best quarterback, and let's go get it. No, I think that the game is evolving, and I think that's a testament to the leaders in the game, right? The trees we talk about, the Shanahans, the McVays, and all that stuff, because they're getting more creative and understanding I can use these certain traits in certain ways, and we can win ball games.
Yeah.
Does it help to have a good quarterback? Most definitely. I would love to have a Matthew Stafford, a Pat Mahomes, or whatnot, but this is an example of you can win in different ways. Like Drake Maye is a good quarterback, right? But he ain't no, we'll see what his ceiling looks like. Pretty good. Second year against the Super Bowl, right? But right now, I wouldn't consider him the elite of the elite, but he's probably number 2 when it comes to MVP voting.
Yeah. Hell of an arm. 425, honest question. Why does it matter what people say about Sam Darnold? Is it because it affects contract negotiations, or is it just fodder? It really makes no difference. Wins and losses matter more than conversation.
Why does it matter? I think because me personally, I love giving credit where credit is due. It matters to me because I watch film on Sam, and I feel like people underestimate what he really is. And me being an affiliate, working for this team and watching this dude play, I'm going to stand up for Sam and make sure that, he gets the love that he deserves. That's why it matters. To Sam, it probably don't matter. To Mike, it don't matter. They just want to win. But it matters because I don't want people to look at Sam a certain way, because a lot of the things I hear about him are just completely false.
Yeah, I think I'm with you in that there's part of it that you just like the story for Sam. I don't think if Sam gets a ring, I don't think he cares. The perception of a quarterback's value does affect contract stuff, but I think Sam's already in a good spot, plus he's under contract. I think that you're right in that Sam doesn't care. I think for me, look, why do we talk about sports in the first place? Do you watch the game on Sunday and then not talk about the Seahawks for Monday through Saturday until next Sunday? No.
Right.
Do you meet someone who says, oh, man, I'm a Ravens fan, or oh, I'm a Chargers fan, and just go, oh, that's nice. Well, see you later. No, you meet your new buddy who says he's a Chargers fan, and you go, oh, man, Justin Herbert. So you think that he's really going to figure it out? You think it's the tackles? You think, if you get enough weapons, oh, man, you have Mike McDaniel now, man. That's cool. We like talking about sports, and part of what we talk about with sports with our friends are debates and these things that don't have clear answers. Is Sam Darnold better than we all give him credit for? Is he right? Like, these are things that don't have like definitively clear answers, but you just like debating about.
It's part of the story too, don't you? Just
we love stories.
You want to know the story.
You love stories.
Like, you go back, your favorite teams growing up, right? End of the year, say they win a championship. Then you go back, you reflect, how did they get there? What was it like? Because it's not like you just show up one day and this team's in the Super Bowl. Nah, you had to go through a lot of stuff. Gino gone, DK gone, Tyler's gone, Pete out of here, Grubb gone, bring new guys in. That's what makes the journey that much greater if you understand the story. So that's what I like about Sam is I love his story so far, and because I know he is so misunderstood. And I've seen it when he was with the dang Jets at his news in a horrible situation. So I will tell the story for Sam because I know he won't.
I'm so glad you said that. The context and the story is always what we care about more. How many yards exactly was the Beastquake touchdown run?
I don't know, like 60-something?
Well, there's someone that's going to know. You're going to know 60-something, 70-something, right? Yeah. Okay, well, now tell me why it mattered. Tell me why it was important. If I said, tell you about the Beastquake, tell me about it, you're going to go, oh, my God. So here's the deal. Seattle was an underdog, but they somehow were hosting.
7-9.
Exactly. You'd be like, they were hosting a playoff game because they were the best team in a bad NFC West. And they're hosting the Saints, and the Saints are expected to win. And then Marshawn Lynch, who has, like, incredible superpowers, bulldozes, he breaks all these tackles. That's how you're telling the story. And I am curious about the story that will be told about Sam Darnold if the Seahawks win this game.
It's a great story.
It's a great one. Washington's biggest night out, speaking for sports stories, is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. So be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's Sports Star of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th, so head to seattlesports.org to make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. Massive breaking news over the weekend that the Seahawks would be sold was later refuted by the Seahawks, but the author of that report on ESPN joined Brock and Salk earlier to talk about the status of a sale. That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
He's the man on the call for Super Bowl 60.
Darnold taking a shot downfield for a touchdown.
Mike Tirico, exclusively with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
This is your first. Oh my gosh, congrats.
It is a privilege. Only 12 other people have called the prior 59 Super Bowls. So to join that really elite fraternity is amazing, and still pinch myself. I still don't believe it's real. Maybe when I get on the air, maybe I'll realize then that it's real.
Listen to the full convo on the Seattle Sports app.
Do you have plans for the big game Sunday? You looking to watch it with a bunch of fans as pumped as you are? Silver Reef Casino Resort is hosting the watch parties of all watch parties this Sunday. They reserve their big giant event center. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a party. If I wasn't going to the Bay, I would definitely be there. It's going to be tailgate food and vibes, free entry. Seating is limited, so make sure you are there early, and you must be 21 to attend the event. How about plans after the game? I know everyone's looking forward to having a long holiday weekend to unwind. No better place than Silver Reef Casino Resort. They got deluxe rooms, full spa, and enough restaurants you can try something new every day of the weekend. Even get a quick 9-in at Loomis Trails Golf Course or a range session if the weather permits it, of course. Silver Reef Casino Resort, head up north on I-5, exit 260. I love it up there. You're missing out if you haven't been. If you have been there, get back to silverreefcasinoresort.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's my friends online at PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Dave Wyman here with Dr. Landis to talk about Swedish CyberKnife.
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. If diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
ESPN's Seth Wickersham had the report the other day, over the weekend, of the Seahawks being sold, since refuted by Seattle, who said, yes, we will eventually be sold. It was dictated in Paul Allen's will, but right now we're focusing on finalizing the sale of the Trailblazers. Seth Wickersham was on with Wyman and Bob. I misspoke earlier. On with Wyman and Bob, talking about when he thinks the team could be sold, potential buyers, and kind of what that could look like. So we're stepping away a tiny bit from a Super Bowl preview, but this was a massive story for the Seahawks over the weekend, so we got to talk about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to some of what Seth had to say. First, the latest from Seth on how the story came together.
Came together relatively quickly, but I had gotten a tip on it and frankly just hadn't pursued it. And then I asked around and, it ended up being true. And, again, Brady's an expert. He kind of knows, I didn't know every single thing that had been going on. I knew about the trust. I knew that, they were going to go on sale at some point, but, I wanted to gut check with him to see if it was, worth the story. And, fortunately he thought it was, and he helped me pursue it, and we were able to get it confirmed and get it out there.
He pushed back against the idea that this was somehow released by like the Patriots to distract the Seahawks.
Like, people look for, look, sometimes there ends up being something to, timing or whatever it might be. But like every story I've put out, whether it was time for a certain reason, and the reasons they're never really like nefarious. You know what I mean? It's more like, when can you get the ducks on the row? When can you get, when does ESPN.com have an open slot on the homepage? It's all these things. But even no matter what they come out, there's always something about the timing. And I always kind of laugh, because where people look for malice, there's just human beings. Like I thought, I love Brock Heward. I've loved talking to him. But the idea that the Patriots planted this story with me as a way to try to gain a leg up on the Seahawks is so ridiculous. It literally made me laugh.
I mean, it made me laugh too, to be fair, but I wondered if it was true. I kind of found myself buying it. So that's how the story came together. And he says, no, this wasn't Bob Kraft releasing something or leaking something to me. This was just me knowing this could happen, doing some digging to find out if it was happening now, working with Brady Henderson, who covers the team, and this is what I found.
Yeah, I mean, have there really been situations where that happened? I mean, like Brock,
where things are leaked,
I feel like intentional to distract. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Brock would just pull this out of his rear end and say, you know what, this could be happening. There's a reason why Brock went that route or thought this could be something. So yeah, I'm here for it though. It made me laugh. I thought about it.
Love a conspiracy theory.
I didn't agree with it necessarily, but no, I thought that this was something that was eventually going to happen, and there were probably conversations. Somebody didn't keep that circle tight enough. It got leaked. Brady's doing his job, and here we go.
One thing that became a popular question after this, especially from Seahawks fans who were like, hey, yeah, we knew that this would be happening, but also who's going to be the buyer?
So the NFL keeps a very confidential list. To my knowledge, even Roger Goodell doesn't have access to it. But it keeps a confidential list of people who have been vetted. Should these teams come open, to help expedite the process, so it's not exactly like an open bidding situation, the NFL has its rules and regulations that it wants people to abide by, potential owners. I don't know who it's going to be. We'll see. I think that certainly it's going to be a record price, I think. And I don't know how much of a record it'll be. We tend to kind of throw billions of dollars around, and maybe billionaires do too. I can't see it. I saw some people say that they thought it might go for $10 billion. I can't see that. But who knows? We'll see.
Okay, maybe not $10 billion, but certainly 7, 8, maybe 9. Yeah. We'll see what happens there. Roger Goodell was asked about it yesterday, said this.
Jody's doing a great job of managing the team. Bert's here. They've done a great job there in the Super Bowl. And I think from that standpoint, they've done a really important job in the context of the trust and the execution of that. But eventually the team will need to be sold in accordance with that. That'll be Jody's decision when she does that. And we will be supportive of that.
Okay, so with all of this, I know that I played a ton of sound and there's a ton of new information out there, and appreciate Seth for joining Wyman and Bob and explaining how the story came together and refuting claims that, the Patriots leaked it, whatever. I think the only thing most Seahawks fans care about, Bump, is that whoever the team is sold to is not a meddling, bad owner.
Yeah, it's, listen, this is what we do, right? We look for clues, whether it be film, whether it be he say, she say, and then we speculate and create these stories all the time,
I call
right?
it sleuthing.
Sleuthing?
I'm sleuthing.
We be sleuthing over here.
Yeah, all the time.
That's what we do. That's what we're paid to do, honestly, is to sleuth a little bit. Never used that word in my life, but here we go. So there's so many angles that you can look at this whole thing from. Some people, we have people scared that they're going to relocate. They ain't going nowhere.
No, they're not relocating.
Seattle, one of the best fans in all the land. Sad that we don't have a basketball team, but that's another story. This is what we do, and it makes our job fun sometimes because we could be talking about something and be completely wrong, and the next day it comes out, and we listen to Wickersham and his side of the story, and we can just debunk it real quick, all right? You decide what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? I think that is the fun part about what we do, because what if it's true? What if it's true? I don't think it is. What if it's true?
I don't think it is. For fun, like I said, I'm blaming almost everything on Bob Kraft this week. I just like it as a bit. Like, I really appreciate it as a bit. Your plane's delayed. If you're heading to Santa Clara this week, there goes Bob again. Bob Kraft. Bob Kraft trying to delay, distract, create a hullabaloo around the Seahawks.
A what?
In the a hullabaloo. Like a lot of stuff. I guess I don't know what a hullabaloo means. Hullabaloo, like just a lot of chaos.
Okay.
And Matt, what's hullabaloo mean?
I think you got it right. It's like chaos.
How do you spell it? Is that one word, or are you
just
putting some words together?
What I'm doing with my hands, that's hullabaloo.
Is that one word?
Yeah, hullabaloo.
Okay.
Yeah, just a hullabaloo around it. I don't think that's the right word that I was looking for, but that's what it means.
It works.
Anyways,
apparently,
I'm fine with blaming everything on Bob Kraft this week. But I agree with you. It was useful to hear Seth say, hey, just in case any Seahawks fans are wondering, no, the Patriots did not tell me this. Does it benefit ESPN that it happens during the Super Bowl news cycle? Sure. But yeah. So thank you, Matt, for telling me the definition of hullabaloo.
A loud continued noise or mixture of noises, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
How do you spell chaotic mix of things.
HULLABALLO.
Man, that sounds like some third grader made up.
Okay, let's get back to an actual Super Bowl 60 preview with Matt Harmon of Yahoo Sports. That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
There's only one Steve Rabel.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
He takes insight to another level. Shoot, the man played the game.
There's an old picture, two farmers sitting on a wooden fence. Each has a sock filled with cow manure, and they're swinging at each other to see who falls off the fence first. But that's what this felt like.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Super Bowl. Sunday, kickoff at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to my friend Brock Heward. Brock, why did you call First Mark?
Brandy, it is so good to talk to you. It's been too long, and we made that call. And the only bummer is we waited too long. I know you hear from people that you talk to as well as I do to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. I just wish we would have done it earlier. You know, Brandy, the word that comes to my mind is a word I use on my sports show a lot, and that is connective tissue. It's important in team building. It's important to players in a locker room to be connected to others. And when it comes to insurance, it's so complicated. It's stressful, and you just don't even want to deal with it. And that's where the connective tissue of having a pro, having a broker, having a partner, and most of all, having a teammate like First Mark Insurance was the best connective tissue we could find.
Brock did it. My family did it. You got to do it. It's free. Take the First Mark Challenge. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
All right, guys, February 8th is coming up. Why not use it as a little cheat day? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is inviting fans to start between now and the big game, and then use that day as a cheat day to celebrate your success so far, then get right back to it. People all over the Northwest are going to lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds by opening day, and they'll do it by starting with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. 15-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get started, and just see if you're interested in the program. I did it. I lost 10 pounds in the first week, about 35 pounds after just 8 weeks. And here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with everyone else in their New Year's resolutions, take pills or even worse, injections, no fake bland box meals. It's all real food that you buy at the grocery store. What I did get were delicious recipes, groups to offer support and accountability and coaching, and an easy to follow plan that really does work. It's Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Don't let a 15-minute phone call hold you back. Call 425-588-0080 or go to EastsideWeightLossClinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
5 days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
A day after ESPN reported Clint Kubiak would be taking the Raiders head coaching gig after the Super Bowl, Seattle's offensive coordinator was asked about it from Radio Row. It will not surprise you to hear that Kubiak, who can't formally announce anything yet, was tight-lipped. He told Mike Dugar of The Athletic, quote, "I'm just focusing on playing this game and coaching this game. I've been working my whole life to get to coach this game, and that's where our focus is."
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. All right, we're going to be joined shortly by Matt Harmon of Yahoo Sports, continuing to preview this game, getting ready for Super Bowl 60. It's still surreal the Seahawks are here. Can I just say that? Like, it's not drastically far from my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was expecting them to be able to be a playoff team. I thought they'd be a wild card team. So very cool to see them in this moment taking on the Patriots.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's when it all went down, when we beat the Rams, me, Nasa Chobe, Paul Moyer, Big Ray Roberts, Brian Walters, we're like children. It's so giddy. Like, man, I can't believe they're going back to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, but it's real.
Joining us now is Yahoo Sports NFL and fantasy analyst and host of Yahoo Fantasy Forecast, Matt Harmon, on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Matt, how's it going?
Man, it's good to be here. It's a great time every single year to be here at Radio Row, and two very interesting teams, including the Seahawks, of course. So I'm happy to talk with you guys today.
I wanted to ask about your general level of surprise that it's these two teams in particular meeting in Super Bowl 60.
No, this was obviously my prediction.
Yeah, of course.
These are the two teams I totally saw coming, obviously. No, definitely surprising, especially, I mean, both teams really they got here in different paths, and they represent, I think, two different types of hopes for teams that are fan bases where your team's kind of struggling, especially like New England. We see the uniform, like the mystique of the Patriots franchise, but it's a totally different operation than the teams that were in this moment here with the Super Bowl a few years ago for New England. You know, they're picking 3rd and 4th in the draft. Now they're back here in the Super Bowl. I think it's like, okay, if your team's rebuilding, it represents some hope for you there. And if you're a team like Seattle, they were kind of stuck a little bit in purgatory with previous coaching staff, previous quarterback. Now they move everything around this offseason. John Schneider, absolutely, like every single decision they made, it turned up gold for them. So I'm certainly surprised, but it's a pleasant surprise for me. I really have enjoyed watching both of these teams all year, and I'm excited to watch this game on Sunday.
We're trying to figure out Matthew Stafford. No, not Matthew Stafford. Goodness, we beat that guy. Sam Darnold, I should say. Sam Darnold. And just the way he's going to be perceived after this game. Like, a win, a loss, a great performance. How has your perspective or perception of Sam Darnold changed, and what do you think he can gain or lose from this game?
Yeah, I think my perspective on Sam has changed a lot, definitely from where he was, of course, to start his career, but even more so just last season. Like, the way he played in that NFC Championship game, I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about that matchup going against Chris Shula's defense, because typically the way that defense uses stunts and games up front, like that's how you get after Sam. It's less so like the pressure on him and more so that like show him one thing at the line of scrimmage and give him another. But he was able to really solve those problems in the NFC Championship game. If he does it against a defense in New England that's been cooking here in the postseason, using a lot of those same disguises, playing games from a coverage perspective, I think that goes a long way to sort of solidifying him as a true franchise quarterback, like a guy that you want to build around, not a player that's sort of moving from one spot to the other. So I think he fits. Now, the big question is, what will happen at the offensive coordinator position, of course, for Seattle if Clint Kubiak does indeed move on to be the Raiders head coach, because I think he's fit this style of offense so well. But I do think Sam's proven himself to the point where this is a guy I think you can trust to be your starting quarterback for multiple seasons.
If someone were to say, hey, tell us what makes Seattle's defense so tough, there are many possible answers you could go from, but like they can stop the run when they're a nickel like very effectively is probably the chief thing you'd say, because it would help explain quite a few other facets of what makes them so special. If you were to look at New England, at their defense and do the same type of exercise, is there like a simplified version for listeners who didn't watch a ton of Patriots games this year of like, hey, what makes them good? What's going to make them tough?
Yeah, they're two really good defenses in very different ways. Because your point to the Seattle side of it, it's like they can play nickel to everything because of the personnel that they have and obviously the coaching staff that they have there, which is a really tough situation for most modern offenses to figure out at this point, especially when you look at what Seattle's done offensively. They get in these heavier formations and then throw the football down the field, and ideally you'd want to match base to that as a defense. And just like Seattle's like, no, you can't tell us, you can't dictate personnel to us. And then on the Patriots side of it, they're very different in that they have these two cornerbacks on the outside, especially Christian Gonzalez is awesome. He's more of like a man coverage, perimeter, shutdown corner, track your number one receiver all across the field. They have that less of like an amoeba secondary that the Seahawks sort of bring to the table. And I say that complimentary, like they're just able to sort of be moving as one unit, whereas again with New England, it's more that number one perimeter shutdown corner. And then again, it's sort of similar with Seattle because they've got great players up front, especially on the defensive interior. But the signing of Milton Williams could not have gone better for the Patriots this year, a guy that shined in last year's Super Bowl for the Eagles. It's like, okay, well, what are you getting out of this guy when he changes ecosystems? You see him here with New England. He's been everything that they could have hoped for, especially once they've gotten to these playoff games.
What do you like most about Drake Maye's game? Me personally, there's a calm presence that he has in the pocket. He doesn't get rattled up too often. What do you see?
I think that's a great call. I mean, he's 23 years old, and sometimes I think we lose sight of that, especially it dawned on me in the AFC Championship game where they don't win that game if not for his ability to run and move with his legs. And even when he's running sometimes, like when they had that quarterback sneak that I'm still not 100% sure if that was a first down, but he's like trying to drive with his legs there, and it's like he doesn't have a lot of push because he's still 23, like he's still growing into his body. Think about what he's going to be like when he's got a little more time putting weight on, getting some strength in the lower body when he's in his physical prime at 26, 27, like you see with some of the other established quarterbacks around the league. So the like potential for him, both from a physical standpoint, but also I'd say from a mental standpoint as well. I mean, you think about some of these NFL offenses with the younger quarterbacks right now. They're kind of, it's a little bit cookie cutter. It's putting the guardrails on. But with Drake Maye, especially early in the season, you see, they're just throwing these very one singular game plans for him where it's like, hey, go out there and actually read the coverage out and find mismatches that way. They've put a lot on his shoulders as a young quarterback, and I would say he's more than handled that. So that to me is probably the thing that's been the most impressive. I expected it to be physically impressive and have a strong arm and be able to run, but the way he's handled the game mentally for me, that's what's really stood out, and I think what has him ahead of schedule in his development.
It's what Ann Michael is working on with those baked goods. She's going to turn him into
That's
just
right.
like a monster, continue to develop.
We need to add get the protein intake a little bit higher. You know,
can slip some
so
protein powder in some of those, like some whey cookies or something.
Oh, there's so many weird recipes.
Pancakes.
Put protein in everything
Yeah.
at this point. I think that you get some of that for Drake. Like we're talking about massive
Game
seasons
changer.
down the line.
I wanted to ask about the coaching experience on the Patriots side of things. Obviously, Vrabel's first time with this team, but certainly not his first time in high-stakes moments. Obviously, we know that's not the case for McDaniels, who we saw on the other side here in Seattle 11 years ago. So tell me how that might be a factor here.
Yeah, I think the hiring of Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator for the Patriots can't go understated here. And it's a rare situation because you think about, okay, an offensive coordinator whose team was 4th in EPA per play this past year, like a top 5 offense by certain advanced metrics, with a second-year quarterback, and they're in the Super Bowl. That guy is getting a head coaching job every single time. But because it's Josh McDaniels, who's, we can be honest, it was a tire fire in his 2 experiences as an NFL head coach, he's probably never getting a head coaching job ever again. And for the fact that he'll be able to be tied to the hip long-term with Drake Maye while you have this CEO, excellent game manager, head coach in Mike Vrabel, it's a very unique situation for the Patriots there that, again, I think the reason they've been able to put so much on Drake Maye from a pre-snap standpoint, from a mental standpoint, is because Josh McDaniels is truly like an elite football mind in that way. So, yeah, the coaching advantage, I wouldn't say it's an advantage for New England because Seattle is extremely well coached, but I would say coaching turnaround for New England from where they were at in Drake Maye's first season, especially on the offensive side of the football, that is a huge reason that they're in this game.
Yeah, if I'm McDaniels, I said I'm good, man. I've already tried that. I'm going to sit in an OC as long as I can. Let's talk about the OC. We're losing over here with Kubiak. My main concern, man, is like, all right, who do you get? Because it's like Sam is a late bloomer, it feels like, right? The last 2 years,
100%.
he's really developed and shown what he can do. What do you think the approach should be for the next OC here?
And it's underrated, too, that this is not the first time that Sam Darnold and Clint Kubiak have worked together. They were together in San Francisco, and Sam has talked about how that relationship there is a big reason that, he sort of was able to then go to Minnesota and have success by just kind of realizing you can play more within the system, within the offense, and not have to, put everything on your shoulders. So that relationship being split here is a big deal. Now, I mean, there are other Kubiaks in the NFL, right? There's another Kubiak. There's like 2 other Kubiaks.
Quite literally
I believe.
other
One's
Kubiaks in the NFL.
Quite literally other Kubiaks. There's another Clay Kubiak is the current Niners offensive coordinator. I know Shanahan's not eager to lose him. There's another Kubiak, actually, I believe, in the front office for the Cowboys, too. So, you could potentially try to pluck another member from that Shanahan tree, but we're getting pretty light on that Shanahan tree at this point. The options have kind of been picked over, and I don't see like an immediate name on Seattle's coaching staff either that's an easy promotion candidate. Like, hey, we're promoting from within. We're just keeping things sort of similar. So I'm very fascinated to see where they go, but I wouldn't try to go too much off the beaten path here because what you've done with this offense this year, there's a lot to build on. The way that Clint Kubiak has weaponized Jackson Smith and Jigba this year has just been revelatory, and I think the perfect sort of example of what you want to do with a number 1 wideout in today's game. So for them, I'm trying to keep it pretty like within the family tree here. It's just, it is a tree that has definitely been plucked over.
Bump and I are heading out to Santa Clara a bit later today, so we haven't had a chance to gossip yet. But just while it's the three of us here in private without anyone listening live at all, what are you hearing about picks, what people are saying about what kind of game they expect or who they think wins?
Yeah, a lot of people here from what, not just other shows I've done where they've said that people have said this, but other conversations I've had with folks, it seems to be the consensus is Seattle's going to win, and they're going to win by a lot, which to me makes me nervous. Yeah. You know, when there's always, I'm sure for you guys too, is right. I'm like, I'm trying to change the narrative here where I still think Seattle is going to win, but I do think it will be a little closer maybe than the hive mind suggests, because anytime everyone is thinking something, usually that's not a good sign, right? Especially if you're a fan of the team, that's got to make you uncomfortable. But yeah, for me, that is what I've been hearing a lot, that people expect Seattle to win, and they do think that there could be like a potential high spread total there. I think it'll be a little bit closer than maybe people think.
What's the wildest one? Like either a score prediction or what they thought would happen?
Oh, yeah. I mean, someone was saying to me the other day they expected to be like when the Seahawks beat the Broncos, where it was just an absolute blowout, shellacking. You know, by the shellacking. And by the second half, you know, you're not even paying attention to the game anymore. You're focused on like the snack table. Or you're focused on, you know, gossiping with the other people at your Super Bowl party. You're dialed into the Bad Bunny experience. And it's like, I mean, maybe that happens, but to me, I think that would be a little bit shocking. I think this Patriots team is too buttoned up for that. But the thing that gives me the most pause when thinking about the Patriots' success in this game is just I do think Seattle has the big-time advantage on the line of scrimmage, especially going their defensive line against the Patriots' offensive line. That, to me, is like if it does become that sort of blowout, it'll be because they just could not block Seattle, which, hey, a lot of teams have struggled to do that this year.
Yeah, you know, Matt, what I do is I go in watching film, and I'm very optimistic. I'm like, all right. But slowly throughout the week, I see a play here, I see a player there, and I convince myself that this team is a lot better than what most people are saying. And that's what I've done with the Patriots so far. And a lot of it is because of what's happening with their interior defensive line, man. They got some dogs in there who can shake stuff up. And, you know, the Hawks are struggle with a guard or two from time to time. How do you see that matchup playing out?
It's a great point. I mean, again, I've had many conversations with people, and I just said it myself. They're like, oh, yeah, the Seahawks have a huge advantage over the Patriots' offensive line. I don't think it's quite as dramatic when New England's going to be going against their offensive line in Seattle. But at the same time, like I said, Milton Williams has been everything you possibly could have wanted him to be. He's been fantastic. He's been especially fantastic in these big games late in the season. And that is one where, hey, if the Patriots do win this game, I think we'll be talking about, wow, Milton Williams dominated the interior of Seattle's offensive line, especially, that right guard position, which has been a problem for them all season.
He is Matt Harmon of Yahoo Sports. You can hear more from him on Yahoo Fantasy Forecast on the Yahoo Sports Network Fast Channel, yahoosports.tv, YouTube, and everywhere you get your podcast. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Hopefully you get out here soon for some gossip sessions because there's plenty to be had. Appreciate you guys for having me.
So excited. Bye. Have a good one. All our coverage this week is presented by WGU. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what Patriots player has impressed you on film?
So Matt already talked about Milton Williams, so I'll go a different direction. Clavon Chasen, outside linebacker number 44, 7.5 sacks. He's really turned it up in the playoffs, man. He plays like a wide 9 technique. They'll stun him. They'll start him on one side, bend them back on the inside. They're going to have to try to confuse the Hawks' offensive line, and I think he's going to be key. He's super athletic, long arms, plays with a nice engine over there. No, I do it to myself every week. I mean, I convince myself that these are NFL players. You got to remind yourself that all these dudes were the best at their high school, elite in college, and now you got a group of guys who are playing some good football. And I think the Patriots are going to and have to lean on being the underdogs, right? It's kind of weird. You said it yesterday for the Patriots to feel like
it doesn't make
it's
sense.
us against the world.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
Like we hardly win anything. Like nah.
It's just not fair. People overlook Boston all the time.
So it's weird. It's a weird place to be. And talking to Matt and hearing how people are convinced that the Seahawks are going to get this done. I think they are. I think they can.
Yeah.
But guys like Clavon Chasen got to be watched.
I just think it's crazy that the East Coast had the witch trials like a truly horrific thing. And then you were rewarded with some of the best sports teams and most successful sports teams ever. Like, where did this karma come from for Boston?
Crazy, right?
I mean, I guess there's some Revolutionary War stuff. Second down. What team may have a bounce-back season in 2026?
I was just thinking about this. The Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to bounce back. You got Bieniemy coming back. With Nagy as the head coach for who now?
Didn't he go as OC for
Cleveland. No. Monk is the head coach for Cleveland. Where did Nagy go? Anyway, Nagy went somewhere else, and now you're bringing in Bieniemy. Pat Mahomes, I think, is going to recover well. He's going to do his rehab. They got the number 9 pick, too. They got the number 9 pick, and I bet you they're going out there and talking to A.J. Brown right now. They're talking to A.J. Brown. I just see them bouncing back for some reason. I don't know what came over me. I'm sitting here just thinking about topics, and I'm like, the Chiefs. I mean, because we're looking at an unlikely matchup to start this season, right? You got the Seahawks, and you got the Patriots. I always put the Seahawks in it, but I had the Seahawks and the Bills, right? Or Baltimore getting in this thing. And the Chiefs had a struggle year. They had a humbling year. But with that number 9 pick, with Mahomes getting right, with Bieniemy being back, and if they were to go get them A.J. Brown, it will be a problem for the AFC. But I'm here for it. Make it tough over there. Just thought I was thinking about the Chiefs for some reason.
Yeah. It's like the hand coming up from the ground, but there's like half an inch of dirt.
Nagy went to the Giants. Thanks, Bones.
Yeah. Third down. What has social media told you about the Patriots and Seahawks?
Yo, these teams are so different. I'm watching the Patriots arrive to media day, buttoned up, quiet, head nods. How you doing?
Patriots way.
Seahawks show up. They're like, hey, they're 2 different teams.
They have the Jennifer Hudson line where you go
exactly.
down to like
2 different teams. Shades on. Seahawks are bouncing. Patriots like, hey, how you doing? All right. Good. Happy to be here.
Good to see you.
Happy to be here. All right. It's just 2 different, but you have to be yourself in these moments.
Yeah.
I would expect nothing less from the Seahawks team with the personalities with Spoon, Murph be talking out there, D-Law be swagging it out, Ernest. The defense leads the charge when it comes to like the personality. JSN got his quiet cockiness over there as well. It was just so different. I was laughing to myself, man. That's another example that you can get here in different ways. You can be just the button-up Patriot way. That's how we do it. You can be the new age young dudes, hyped up, ready to go, and embrace the moment, man. But you have to be yourself in these moments. So I saw some people in the comments like hating on the Hawks. I go, look, that's who they've been all year.
Hating on them for what?
Oh, look, they're too confident. No. I'm like, no. This is who they've been all year.
What do you think players are?
You're just now catching up. So let me learn you, okay? This is who they've been all year. They're confident. They are loud. They will let you know they're in the building. And if they came in on some quiet stuff, then I'd be worried. Because I'm like, no, do what got you here.
Yeah.
Don't change nothing up.
Also, it's not about being cocky. Both teams think this. You know what Drake Maye is thinking right now? That he's the best quarterback on the field. He's thinking, I'm better than Sam.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good enough to win this game. I'm going to throw 5 touchdowns. Like, of course he thinks that.
He thinks that, but also, how about these 2 like most humble quarterbacks at the same time, though?
They are both very humble.
They're not going to give you no bulletin board material.
One of the reporters on Radio Row yesterday asked Drake Maye to rank his wife's baked goods. He's a big baker. And his number 1 was Snickerdoodle cinnamon rolls.
Those always bomb.
My mouth started watering.
Snickerdoodles.
What? Snickerdoodles are amazing. Cinnamon rolls are incredibly underrated as a pastry. Having them together, although isn't a cinnamon roll kind of like that's already a Snickerdoodle flavor, right? What makes it different? What makes it Snickerdoodle-y?
I don't know.
I need to know.
Let's figure it out.
I need to know. 4th down. Anything today for Matt Nelson? Just kidding. Anything today for Matt Harmon of Yahoo Sports?
He says Sam has to solve the problems, and he's absolutely right. You got to figure out where the pressure's coming from, where you're protected, where to get rid of the football. They're going to test him a few times. He also pointed out that Drake is young as heck. He's 23 years of age, the second youngest quarterback starting the Super Bowl behind Dan Marino. And he was talking about him developing physically. I go, you're right, man. 27, 26 is where you're in your physical prime. Maybe push it like 28, 29. He hasn't even hit that yet, so that's going to be fun to watch. One thing that scared me, said there's slim pickings out there when it comes to OCs, and you want to try to keep this Kubiak Shanahan type thing going, but there ain't a lot out there. So what do you do? He said he doesn't see anybody getting promoted from within. I see that as well. Maybe there's someone who's ready to be promoted from within. But I'm going to focus on this game. But as soon as this game is over, what we doing, Mike? Like, we got to get this thing rolling and make sure that Sam continues to develop. I like the way he's headed, but he's absolutely right. You don't want to come in and have just a completely different offense. Things are going to change. Language will change. But you want to try to keep things similar for Sam.
Do you think a background of having many different OCs over the course of his career makes that easier or tougher?
It definitely helps. I mean, he can handle it. That's why I look at Jalen Hurts and what he's been able to do. Like 5 years, 5 different OCs. It's crazy. It's a gift and a curse. It's a gift because you've trained your mind to be able to go into a training camp or OTAs and figure out the language of an offense and get guys all lined up. It's a curse because it's like, man, can I just have some consistency?
Just someone?
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
2 years in a row. I had actually not realized that there had been so many defensive coordinator changes with the 49ers. Maybe I should have, because we've clearly seen them all, and many of them have gone on to become very famous head coaches twice over. In the case of Robert Saleh, it's like, wait, duh, we should know this. But I hadn't realized that they'd had 5 in 5 years, too.
Yeah.
God, the price of success. Man. That's tough. I don't envy those head coaches constantly needing to do those searches. All right, coming up at 11:45, Sam Darnold has already had a very Sam Darnold moment at the Super Bowl. Coming up next, it's Seahawks linebacker Drake Thomas, live from Radio Row, on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco, starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m., Bump and Stacy 10 to 2, Wyman and Bob 2 to 7, and bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn with their vehicle profit sharing program. Here's what makes it different than anywhere else. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today and pay you right up front, but it gets better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of that profit with you. I caught up with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. He said customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their vehicle up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is that when Mark and his team resell that vehicle, their customer is getting 50% of the profit. That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. It's going so well because, well, less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. Wayscar Ford offers a way to get a lot more money for your car without needing to go through all the hassle and potential scams of trying to sell it yourself. It's only at Wayscar Ford, Isuzu in Auburn. WayscarFord.com.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-656-1551. That's 800-656-1551.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show is happening now through February 7th. It's the best time to buy with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle. Make it a date Friday evenings with Boat Show After Dark, featuring unforgettable ambiance, music, food, beer, and wine. Details and discount tickets at seattleboatshow.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Ready for your next chapter? At Edmonds Village, discover independent living that's truly exceptional. Premium apartments, all-inclusive chef-prepared dining, and a vibrant community in beautiful Edmonds, Washington. Call to learn how to receive 2 free months of rent. It's time to say yes to more connection, more adventures, and more you. So tour today, reserve your spot, and start living fully on your terms. Call them now at 425-534-5100 to learn more.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Sam Darnold already had a very Sam Darnold moment at the Super Bowl. That is coming up in 15 minutes. Can't wait to realize what that is. Seahawks linebacker Drake Thomas joining us live from Radio Row. Drake, set the scene for us. We're not getting there until later today. Has it been chaotic? What's it been like so far?
Other than last night, I'd say everything's been pretty smooth. Last night was the opening night, obviously, so a lot of media, a lot of things going on. But other than that, it's been really smooth, seamless transition to the hotel here.
How tight is the schedule for you guys? I'm sure you got a bunch of media obligations, still trying to get to practice. What's it like balancing this new schedule?
It's not too bad. I mean, the people that we have with us in our organization, they make it as easy as possible on us. So it's been good, and like I said, it's been kind of a seamless transition.
You guys get any weird questions so far? Like anyone on the team get some really weird kind of like, what's this person getting at?
Yeah, there's been some crazy questions for sure. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but because it was a lot yesterday, but there's a lot of different people doing videos for TikToks and just asking random questions. So it's fun.
You got any family in town or coming into town?
Yeah, I got about 14 people coming, family members.
Ooh. And I'm hoping you didn't have to pay for all those tickets.
I did not.
Good for you.
Oh, that's good. I was going to say, that's sacrifice right there.
For real.
It's love and that's sacrifice.
Yeah, I did not.
Hey, you guys, we were just talking about how energetic you guys seemed landing. Granted, we only saw videos posted by the team, but it sure felt like the vibe was really high and really energetic, and just kind of walk us through, landing there, kind of what the mood was like, who's kind of leading the charge.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good energy. Guys were super excited. You had a bunch of people at the airport waiting on us, like it was like a welcome party almost. So it was really, really cool. I know a lot of the guys were really excited about it.
What's the message been from Mike McDonald? Drake, I can almost guess it's like, hey, it's just another game. You know, we do what we do.
Yep.
Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah. It's he was talking in the meeting the other day, and it's like he doesn't want to hit us with a bunch of what not to do in this situation, right? Like what the things not to do. So he kind of made a point. It's like the things to do is just exactly what's got us here. So just stick to our process and stay committed to what got us to this point.
When we were talking to some of your teammates last week, it had only been a couple days since the NFC Championship game. You guys were still kind of on your bye, and I'm sure there was a lot of decompressing, getting ready and prep. Now you've had more time to do some film study on the Pats. Tell us a bit about what you see from them offensively or defensively. I know you're focused on the offense, but kind of what stands out about this team?
They play good football. They're a physical football team. They like to run the ball. They come downhill right at you. And then the quarterback's an athlete. He makes a lot of plays. He has weapons that can stretch the field vertically, has good intermediate route runners. They're a complete team. So we're excited for the challenge.
The random question, what was it like going into the 49ers house and having all y'all stuff up in their living room and stuff? Man, that had to feel pretty good.
I saw the pictures. I thought that was kind of crazy. It's just a little bit ironic, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where we play. Just line it up, blow the whistle, and we'll be ready to go.
What's it like facing kind of a mobile quarterback? How many experiences have you guys had with that this year, where you really had to think about a quarterback who could be on the move? Because you haven't had a ton.
Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
You got Kyler Murray. That's the first one I think of.
Trevor Lawrence, maybe.
Trevor Lawrence, yeah, I'd say he's a similar style to Trevor Lawrence as far as like how he uses legs. Maybe probably uses his legs a little bit more. But yeah, you got to be conscious when you're playing against those guys. Specifically with the rush, there's different ways to rush guys who like to get out of the pocket and scramble. So just everyone who's involved in that rush, whether it's a blitz, whether it's just a four-man rush or whatever it is, just got to be keyed in on those details and intentional with how we're rushing them.
Hey, Drake, I'm an old man. I'm 40, and the older I get, the more free stuff I love. Have you got any cool free stuff out there yet?
Yeah, they got us some nice Nike tracksuits. They got us some Oakley sunglasses. We got some Beats from Sam. Sam gave all the guys a pair of Beats. So we got some nice stuff so far.
Is it bowl game vibes? You've been to a bowl game, right?
Yeah. It is very bowl game vibes with all the gear and stuff for sure.
You said Sam, like as in your teammate Sam Darnold, gave you guys all Beats headphones?
Yeah.
The whole team?
Yeah, I guess he did like a deal. Yeah, I think he did a deal with Beats, so they kind of they supplied everyone with a pair of new Beats, and they were, it was ultimately through Sam though.
Yeah. Nice. Shout out to Sam Darnold. Well, you gotta hook up the friends when you get those deals.
Hey, QBs make the most money. They better be hooking.
I'd be looking at him like, yeah, that's a cool deal you got there, Sam. Just, here's my address. You can leave it in my locker.
Hey,
yeah.
Any golfers
doubt.
out there? You guys have time to golf, or is it just strictly football?
Dude, I mean, I'm not golfing. I don't know what other guys are doing. I doubt anybody's out on the golf course today, but I'm sure there are some really nice golf courses. I mean, the weather's beautiful. I'm sure there's some great spots to go play 18.
Hey, speaking of Sam, the other day I saw a quote from him. It was an interview with Dan Patrick, and he said, yes, you want to approach it like a normal game, but you're also at the Super Bowl, and it's what you've dreamed of your entire life, and you're kind of, right? Like when you were a little kid, Drake, you were probably like imagining, like, I'm in the Super Bowl. How do you balance this back and forth? Like, do you let part of yourself just for a split second think, I'm in the Super Bowl right now, or is it just purely focused on game prep? Like, how do you balance trying to let yourself appreciate it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like sometimes I get caught up in just being in the moment, and I have to remind myself to appreciate where I'm at and like actually recognize where I'm at. Yeah. I think it's just like reminding yourself on either ends, just reminding yourself, finding something that's gonna ground you and that you can lean back on to center yourself again. But it goes both ways. You don't want to go either way too much, but you definitely want to appreciate where you're at the same time, staying focused. So it is a balancing act.
I think you got to take a lot of pictures, and I think you should steal stuff from the hotel. I think that's what you should do. Steal stuff from the hotel and then take lots of photos with your teammates.
Yeah, that way you can remember it all.
Exactly.
I think it's probably, I mean, when it's all said and done, when knocking on wood, you guys are hoisting the trophy up, you'll be able to reflect a bit more. But in this moment, I'm thinking that like your mom, your dad, your cousins and stuff, like it's got to be surreal for them. What's it been like for them so far? Are they in town yet?
Not yet. They get in Friday, but I think they're probably like they realize like they view it for what it is a little bit more than I am. Like they see how big it is. I'm just so stuck in what I do on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, sometimes it's hard for me to kind of see it for what it is, but they definitely do, and their support's been awesome, and they're all super excited.
I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Vrabel as an experienced coach and McDaniels, obviously, but I don't know, man. Your head coach seems like an incredibly type A prepared person. How would you describe him, just his thoroughness this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same for anybody else. We all trust him and know that he's going to go through his same exact process that he's gone through all season to get us ready. He's going to make sure we're ready to go. We're prepared by doing the same things that he's done all year. So we have trust in him that he's going to do that. And, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to have the guys ready to go for Sunday.
Last one for me, Drake. What's your pregame meal? What's your go-to?
It depends on time of day, but if it's like a lot of the 1 o'clock kickoffs, I just do my breakfast. But these later kickoffs, I just do some chicken, rice, and like a veggie. It's something to keep it pretty bland, pretty basic.
All right, Drake. Well, I know you're only talking to the two of us, but I'm confident that if our listeners who are texting in could talk to you, they'd tell you good luck, and they can't wait to watch you guys out there. So we'll pass along that message. Fans listening right now, I'm really, really excited for you. And also, please promise us that you will take those photos and maybe just steal like one shampoo bottle, just like a tiny memento.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I'll make sure I get a shampoo bottle
Please
and
do.
take plenty of pictures. And
we're older. We know how to hang on
the
to
fan.
these memories. All right. He is Seahawks
No doubt.
linebacker Drake Thomas. Drake, good luck out there.
Thanks, Drake.
Thank you, guys.
All right, you can gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original designs. I'm wearing mine. I just got it the other day. Love the vintage colors. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com. Sam Darnold had a very Sam Darnold moment from Radio Row. That's coming up next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco, starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m., Bump and Stacy 10 to 2, Wyman and Bob 2 to 7, and bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
have fun, and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
Seattle thrives on innovation, and so can you with a bachelor's, master's, or certificate program from WGU's School of Business. Get your business education online on your schedule with personalized support every step of the way. Our accredited programs are built with input from industry experts and respected by employers nationwide. Are you ready to move your career forward at the speed of business? Learn more at wgu.edu.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Sam Darnold already had a very Sam Darnold moment.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you
What does it mean, a Sam Darnold moment? Would he drop the dime? Drop 3 touchdowns?
No.
What did he do?
No, a Sam Darnold moment. He was asked about the app he uses that identifies bird calls.
Just an app that I came across randomly, and I love it. It's awesome when we have some birds that chirp in our backyard, and I'm kind of curious, like, oh, what is that? So it's nice to have an app that tells me exactly what it is. That's all it is. I'm not like every single day going outside and checking the bird app, but it is fun, if a bird makes a noise, to be able to just pull out my phone and figure out what it is.
This is something he's already talked about
cool,
infamously. Did you see the highlight reel they made after a season with the bird calls? He declined a request from a reporter to do his favorite bird call at media night yesterday, which I think was a mistake. On his part.
Nah, I think that'd be kind of weird.
Do you think you could do a bird call?
Yeah, if I knew one.
What about like an owl?
I haven't heard owl.
What about a pigeon?
I don't know what noise pigeons
Or like,
make.
Isn't that kind of
If
like?
I practice,
right?
I could do it.
What bird is that?
So I don't know. That's a Stacy.
No, that's a pigeon, I think. They're different. As it turns out, Drake Maye is also a fan of Sam Darnold.
Big fan of Sam. What a journey. What a career he's had. Just to battle the life of the NFL and knowing that, his first opportunity, obviously he got put in a scenario where they decided to move on. And from there, he's made him pay ever since. He's battled of not playing for years and being the backup to getting his chance and just making the most of it. It's been awesome to see just what this side of, such a great story, the side of the league that, people think that, what makes the league so special. It's stories like Sam that just puts his head down, works hard. It's turned to one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I've gotten to know him a little bit. He's a great dude. He's one of the the best dudes I've met, and he's looking forward to seeing him on Sunday and seeing him do his thing, and but also at the same time competing against him.
It does seem like a very likable guy. I was reading a column from Bob Condotta, obviously of the Seattle Times, reporting from Radio Row, and he said that basically the Patriots players are clearly focused on do not create bulletin board material. No. Every single one of them in interviews is like, yeah, Seahawks are a great team. Respect them. Can't wait to play them. Great guys.
What else are they gonna say?
I mean,
what else are they gonna say?
Talk trash.
Nah, it's different. It's not the Niners or the Rams. We ain't seen y'all all year. You're just a distant foe, and now we meet in Santa Clara.
This one from Matt, who did not clarify what it was. He wrote, turns out Charles Barkley and Stacy have something in common. This clip courtesy TNT Sports, the Stream Room podcast with Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley.
You're a Diet Coke guy. You know it. Can you come up with a little
Hell yeah.
jingle for Diet Coke?
Diet Coke, baby, it's good for you. Diet Coke, baby, it tastes delicious too.
Get ready to go to the bank. I bet Diet Coke will be calling to use that.
Can you get me that $2 million before next week? Before I get to Vegas?
That goes back to the Vegas
That's
party.
right.
I'm telling you this, and I'm not saying it ironically or to be funny. Genuinely, that's a great jingle for Diet Coke.
He copied the Dr. Pepper one.
What's the Dr. Pepper one?
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice.
Oh.
Yeah, he jacked
I didn't know that
that. He
Dr. Pepper
jacked
had a
it.
jingle that fire.
Some young lady, I think she's from Tacoma too. She posted it, and then Dr. Pepper used it and paid her like $1 million.
Charles, Diet Coke isn't going to pay you $2 for the same song.
It's the same. It's the
We need a
same
new
melody.
jingle.
You got to
It
switch
was
it
an
up.
homage, not a ripoff.
You know what he's doing.
Diet Coke, it'll make you a lot of friends because everyone likes it. Diet Coke, fridge cigarettes. That's what people call them.
Fridge cigarettes. Yeah.
That's not original. People
You know
call them
who
fridge
loves some
cigarettes.
Diet Coke? Rest in peace, Dory Monson. My man
Love
would go
Diet
through like
Coke.
10 of them things.
I don't know why. I don't know why anyone would not like Diet Coke.
Because it's
It's
not
got a very
good.
unique. It does. It has a unique flavor. Someone
The
was like, "Stacy, it
aftertaste is
tastes like
nasty.
chemicals." Yes.
Yeah, I don't like the aftertaste.
I don't know what it is. It's so much better to me than like regular, not even just regular Coke, but like regular soda. Like when I have like a Mountain Dew, I'm like, this is candy in a bottle.
Mountain Dew is crack, is what that is.
Mountain Dew is insane.
Yeah.
Brady.
What are you talking about me for?
I'm just saying.
You look like a Mountain Dew.
You look like a Mountain Dew
consumer.
You guys know me. It's not a Mountain
It's
Dew.
Celsius. It's
Brady.
Celsius.
Celsius.
No,
there we
hey,
go.
take Celsius, take energy drinks off the table. You go into a 7-Eleven. You're grabbing what soda? What are you grabbing? What food? What soda?
Food at a 7-Eleven. I mean, take your pick of whatever you want to not be happy with. But
Okay. And your soda that you're grabbing is?
I had to get a.
He's trying to think of a not Mountain Dew answer.
I wouldn't get a Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew.
Then what are you going to get, Brady?
If I had to go, and if it was there, I'd go for a nice, non-diet cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Diet cherry Coke. We make it in diet too. I don't know. Oh, well, I'm happy that Charles Barkley, and it's not the only thing we have in common. We're both former athletes.
Both former athletes.
We're both former athletes.
Yep.
Stephen A. was not happy about Robert Kraft's Hall of Fame snub.
I wasn't surprised. I was appalled. I mean, obviously, he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. He's been the owner for 32 years. In 32 years, he has 13 more regular season games, 13 more postseason games than any other NFL team, for crying out loud. Dang. This is a man that's won 20 division titles in 32 seasons. This is a man that in his 32-year reign as the owner, they've been to the Super Bowl with 3 different head coach quarterback combinations. Bill Parcells with Drew Bledsoe, Belichick with Brady, and now Vrabel with Drake May. And this is the man that has been at the helm. 6-time Super Bowl champion. He's been to, this is his 11th appearance in the Super Bowl in 32 years, which means basically he gets to the Super Bowl once every 3 years, for crying out loud. And you're leaving him out. So we all know it's egregious. We all know it's just absolutely disgusting, and the Hall of Fame should be the Hall of Shame. They've minimized and diluted their own product, and they don't even know how badly they've done it as of yet.
You know he worked on Hall of Fame should be the Hall of Shame. That was the line he wanted to get to.
Bars.
You got it.
All right,
Let's
you ready?
Deliver it. Yeah.
Text lines in 3, 2, 1. They've been all over Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. He's a cheater. They shouldn't go in. Did you just hear all the stuff that Stephen A. just said about Kraft? This is the most successful franchise. It's not the Steelers. It's not the Niners. If for dang show ain't the Cowboys, it's the Patriots. And he's been the owner.
I did have someone say, well, the knock on Bill, outside of the cheating scandals that face the Patriots, for which maybe both owner and head coach are being punished, but outside of cheating scandals, that the knock on Bill was, oh, you didn't win without Brady, to which I would say, first of all, what head coach went on to win? No head coach won a Super Bowl with an organization and went to another and won a Super Bowl, right? Isn't that a stat that's still true?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me who did. Secondly, well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be either or. You can say that Bill Belichick is a first ballot Hall of Fame head coach, one of the best head coaches in NFL history, and also that Brady is the GOAT. It doesn't have to be there. You can have an abundance of celebration here for both people, as much as it pains me to do, because unfortunately one of those Super Bowl wins against Seattle. But also, are we acting like every single Super Bowl win for the Patriots during that dynasty was strictly on the shoulders of Tom Brady? And are we completely ignoring that, in particular, the earlier Super Bowl wins were with a defense that Bill Belichick coached up?
Yeah.
That the lowest scoring Super Bowl of all time was because Belichick had a brilliant defensive game plan to shut down the most explosive offense in the NFL? Like, stop. You are using...
They cheated. But they cheated,
Stacy. The general thing people are using is that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, and therefore anything accomplished in New England was Tom and not Bill, and it's such a dumb argument.
No, and they said they cheated.
They did cheat.
They did.
They've cheated.
They cheated.
Absolutely cheated. However, they didn't cheat their way into every single Super Bowl win. He's also a brilliant head coach, and Tom is a brilliant quarterback, and both things can be true, and we need to stop acting like there's one single award to give out. That's true for many awards, and so that analogy doesn't always work for me. I'm moving on. Rob Staton joining us next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
There's only one Steve Rabel.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
He takes insight to another level. Shoot. The man played the game.
There's an old picture, 2 farmers sitting on a wooden fence. Each has a sock filled with cow manure, and they're swinging at each other to see who falls off the fence first. But that's what this felt like.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Super Bowl. Sunday, kickoff at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
After years of football and the injuries that go with it, my first thought was always go get surgery. Hey, it's Dave Wyman, but after a consultation with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, my eyes were open to an alternative to surgery, and I'm talking about stem cell therapy. Well, and my buddy and co-host Bob Stelton, also in pain, and decided to go see Dr. Wagner.
I had a hip issue from 14 years of jiu-jitsu.
How's the pain now?
Everything I did before, I can do just as well. Hitting the heavy bag, sparring, rolling, all of that is back in play. this whole thing has been such a pleasant surprise because I really was of the mindset, I'm going to have to go under the knife. I'm going to have to get surgery. And this really saved me from that. I could not be happier with the results. Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Do it. You will not regret it. Hey, get the facts, hear from all the patients I've talked to, and schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025.
Olympic Hot Tub celebrates Seattle's star team with a massive blue and green savings blitz. Champion level wellness at winning savings on saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges through Sunday. Go to OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life. Go Seattle.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. It's Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena, February 13th and 14th. Ready to be cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
5 days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
A day after ESPN reported Clint Kubiak would be taking the Raiders head coaching gig after the Super Bowl, Seattle's offensive coordinator and head coach were asked about it from Radio Row. It won't surprise you to hear that Kubiak, who can't formally announce anything yet, was tight-lipped on the matter. He told Mike Dugar of The Athletic, quote, "I'm just focusing on playing this game and coaching this game. I've been working my whole life to coach in this game, and that's where our focus is."
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Rob Staton of Seahawks Draft Blog joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Rob, we have a pretty important game to talk about. It's Super Bowl 60. Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots. Also, the last time Seattle was in a Super Bowl. Two very different versions of these teams heading in now. And Rob, I was reading from Yahoo Sports, and they asked 11 odds makers, like the actual odds makers themselves, who they're taking in this one. 10 of them took Seattle. So what I'm asking is, are we overlooking a more obvious strengths with the Patriots? Like, I don't want to feel too confident going into this one. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I like the fact that there's 10 of the 11 that are picking the Seahawks, and I think they're probably right to do so. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I've noticed since it was confirmed that it was Seahawks-Patriots that I feel like there's been a lot of effort, actually, from people who either report on the Seahawks or follow the Seahawks or fans to almost feel guilty about embracing the position that the Seahawks are in. But so one of the things I've heard a lot is that the Patriots defense is really good, and look what it's achieved in the playoffs. And my answer to that would be they played Justin Herbert, who was about 50% healthy and had an injured hand, and played behind an offensive line that was missing both of its top two tackles and couldn't block anything towards the end of the season. And that's why the Chargers really lost that game. CJ Stroud played possibly the worst quarterback performance of the season in the next playoff game that cost the Texans. And then in the final game, they got Jared Stidham rather than Bo Nix in a snowstorm. So I think there's kind of obvious reasons why their defense played pretty well and has not conceded a lot of points or a lot of yards in those games. And then, you know, there are other aspects to this New England team that are really good, but nothing that's particularly scary. Now, I think Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels are pretty scary as a coach in tandem. I think that there's a chance the Patriots will win, but the Seahawks should be very confident going into this game.
Yeah, it's a weird place to be, you know, coming off of a couple years where you knew your team was decent, but not to this level. I think a lot of it's going to come down just to quarterback play. You got Drake Maye, who's the second youngest quarterback since Dan Marino to play in the Super Bowl. You have Sam Darnold, who, as you know, is trying to change the narrative of how he's viewed. Who do you think has an edge in this one?
I think the Seahawks have the edge. I think this is going to sound like a really boring answer and like just a typical kind of football answer, but I think the key to this game is going to be as simple as who wins the turnover battle, who is going to win the trenches, for example. Like you have a couple of really good defensive tackles, Christian Barmore, Milton Williams for the Patriots. How are they going to come up against Seattle's interior line? What are Seattle's defensive line going to be able to do? Can they create that quick pressure on Drake Maye? Are they going to be able to contain him and prevent him from scrambling around a lot and making plays on the move? You know, they're going to be key things as well. And I think the Patriots are going to be really aggressive. I thought this was a really interesting comment from Mike Vrabel last week when he said he tries to work out how many points his team is going to need every single game. And I think he will look at the Seahawks team and determine that he's got to score quite a lot of points. So I think he's going to be very aggressive on fourth down. I wouldn't be surprised to see him going for it on fourth down on like his own 40-yard line, for example. I think they might have to try and steal a possession somewhere. We might see some trick plays. You know, everybody in New England will remember the Philly special a few years ago. I'd imagine that they're going to have a few tricks up their sleeve to throw at the Seahawks in this game to try and do what the Eagles did in that game to the Patriots and cause an upset. So you've got to be ready for that. If you can win those aggressive moments, if you can win the trenches, if you can win the turnover battle, I think the Seahawks will win.
What would you say to Patriots fans who say, oh, well, the Patriots defense has 8 takeaways in their last 3 games, and Sam Darnold has been known to throw the ball away in the regular, not away, but turn the ball over in the regular season. I'm seeing some of that sentiment. What would be your response to that?
My response to that would be you should send a bouquet of flowers to CJ Stroud because 4 of those interceptions were from him. I can't remember if there was a fumble or 2 involved in that game as well. They've been, I'd say, quite fortunate in the quarterbacks that they've been able to face in the playoffs. And they're not saying anything that's not strictly true with Sam Darnold. He did lead the NFL with giveaways during the regular season, but just look at the way that he's played in the last 2 games. It was a very functional performance against the 49ers. He didn't have to do an awful lot, but what he did do was very good. And then he just outgunned Matthew Stafford. You know, if I was a Patriots fan, that's the thing that I'd be maybe lingering on more at the moment, is that we've just seen Matthew Stafford play an outstanding performance against one of the top defenses, if not the top defenses in the NFL. And Sam Darnold went toe-to-toe with him and outgunned him in that game to get the victory. So that would be my sort of priority if I was a Patriots fan. How are you going to stop Sam Darnold doing that again to your team, rather than thinking, hey, this is a player that when he was with the Jets was pretty awful. Let's turn him into that version of Sam Darnold again.
Tell me about this Patriots defense. They've been blitzing a lot lately, with 41% and 43% the last 2 games. I think that's probably out of just the quarterbacks that we're facing, right? C.J. Stroud, who's been struggling, Stidham, who's a backup. Do you think they'll have that same approach with the Seahawks, and what do you like about their defense?
I think they have got to be aggressive. They've got to try and find ways to disrupt. They've got to try and put some thoughts into the quarterback's head and confuse him a little bit here. Their linebackers are banged up. Their edge rushers are banged up. Christian Gonzalez has turned into Darrelle Revis in the last 2 weeks, I think, with the way that people are talking about him. He's a very good player. He's a decent player. We seem to hear more about his quality when I think he's ranked in like the mid-20s via PFF for cornerback grade this year. Devin Witherspoon was the number 1 cornerback in the NFL this season. We hear very little about him in comparison to Christian Gonzalez. So I do think it's going to come down to Milton Williams. I remember interviewing him before his draft and having a conversation about him. He said he was a Seahawks fan growing up. So I imagine that he's going to have the bit between his teeth to try and get back-to-back Super Bowl rings in this contest here, and he's going to be a real threat next to Christian Barmore. But yes, that sort of aggressive, trying to force pressure, trying to steal possessions, create turnovers. They've got to do something. They've got to be on the front foot here, New England. And if Seattle can just hold them at arm's length, they'll be in a very good position to win this game.
One of my favorite things to do is to ask our guests about hot takes we hear over the course of the week, because I just know that you're going to have something for it. And this one is about Chris Sims. I'm sure that you heard it. But I think one approach that a lot of Patriots fans want to see in this game is, well, in an ideal world, Christian Gonzalez shuts down JSN, because outside of JSN, there's a huge gap, and then they don't have anyone else. And Chris Sims, I believe he might have been on Up and Adams, but Chris Sims said, hey, I'm wondering who they have behind JSN. It's the JSN show. And, if you take him out of the game, well, then Seattle could really be in trouble. What would you say to that?
Have you not watched JSN all season? First of all, good luck stopping him getting involved, because we've seen several games this year where he's not done a great deal for 3 quarters, and then in the 4th quarter, he's ended up with 100 yards and a touchdown or 2. That could easily happen again in this game. You can try and stop him, but he inevitably will make his plays in the end. And even when he doesn't have big yardage, he tends to get a touchdown. And then the other thing you've got to think here is that, we've seen Rashid Shaheed, I think, in the last few games sort of making an impact. Cooper Kupp has played a very reliable role. If you're going to draw a lot of attention to JSN, that I do think Shaheed and Kupp can have an impact here. I think Ken Walker could be a big part of the passing game as well. Ken Walker is going to be a big part of Seattle's plan, whatever it is. So you could win with him. He could be the Super Bowl MVP easily in this game. I think the betting odds are, people are betting most on Ken Walker to actually win MVP than JSN. So you've got to account for that. You've got the tight ends who can get involved. And Sam Darnold has shown game after game after game that, yes, JSN is a great target and has been a prolific receiver all season, but he can get the ball to multiple receivers. We've had many games where he's spread the wealth around to his target. So, good luck if you think that one, that it's going to be easy to shut JSN down, and 2, that if you do that, you're going to be able to shut the passing game down.
Hey, are you a commercial guy during the Super Bowl, or do you do other things when the game's not on?
No, I'm not a big commercial guy. Luckily, I've been able to secure a ticket for this game.
Nice.
So I am flying to San Francisco on Friday, so I will not have to watch any of the commercials. I will be there. So I'm very much looking forward to getting out. But in England, we don't get the Super Bowl commercials that you get in the States. Basically what happens is they go back to the studio in the UK, although I think they're going to be based in Santa Clara for the game, and they talk about the game instead. So we don't actually get the American Super Bowl commercials. We get our own version of commercials when they want to take a breather.
Oh, just part of the legacy of the Super Bowl. And some of them are just off the wall insane. You have like A-level commercial celebrity appearances for certain things. Like it'll be like a Dunkin' Donuts commercial with like a bunch of celebrities. Oh, you have to find a way to watch some of them. I'm sure there's going to be some great ones this year. I wanted to go ahead and ask whether there is kind of maybe a primary question you have for either of these teams. And I'm sure you might have more for the Patriots. Not only are they the team that none of us cover regularly, but I think that they're the weaker team, and I know that you do as well. But that being said, your primary question for either of these two teams heading into Sunday?
Yeah, my primary question would be actually directed at the Seahawks. And I just want them to know that, there was a lot of us that were probably quite badly affected by the last Super Bowl. And this is not to sort of push any of those scars onto this new team, which is completely different to the one 11 years ago. But I can remember that game like it was yesterday. And I can remember the aftermath of that game. I actually remember tuning into this radio station the day after and hearing one of the greatest pieces of radio I've ever heard, which was on Brock and Salt, which was a phone-in that you did, or you had people calling in, and there was this one guy who rang in, and it was just this complete hopelessness in his voice, great emotion, and just captured the passion and the disappointment that everybody had in one particular call that stood out. I can hear the guy's voice now. And I have to say, for quite some time after that game, we all probably reacted to it very differently, but I was really down for a long time after that game, and was in a bad place as a consequence of seeing this team come so close and yet be so far to those back-to-back Super Bowls. So to have the opportunity to go back and play the New England Patriots 11 years ago, and to be able to just experience these two teams playing each other again, I think is just fantastic. Words cannot describe how happy I am to see that it's these two teams that are facing off. And if they could just go and win this Super Bowl and just give all of these fans who perhaps were really just so crushed by what happened 11 years ago a little bit of closure, I think it would have a profound effect on this fan base. So my question is more of a plea to go and get the job done this Sunday and bring that title back to Seattle.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%, man. And I think a way they do it is to kind of loosen up Sam Darnold and getting K9 going. I really like the way he's been running the football. I mean, you look at his numbers last week, nothing too impressive, 60-something yards, but you kind of felt the difference in his attack. What do you like out of the way this offense has evolved throughout this season?
Well, they've just won games in so many different ways. And I can remember we were talking during the season, and I'd often say, it feels pretty ridiculous now that I've given up on the running game. Like they're never going to be able to get that consistent running game. And yet it's a really consistent running game at the moment. And even when they lost Zach Charbonnet, and I know that Ken Walker didn't have massive yardage in the NFC Championship, but you still felt the running game. You felt the presence of that running game against the Rams. They did a good job shutting it down, and it created some opportunities for Seattle, maybe in the passing game as a consequence. So you do legitimately feel like if they can, maybe they can be an explosive passing offense in this game. Maybe they're going to be a road grade, run the ball down your throat type of team. They've been teams who can win those close games and can play the percentages. And when running and punting is fine and taking field goals is fine, but they've also been a team that can go and stick 40 points on you as well. They can beat you in so many different ways on offense, defense, and special teams as well. So, that's a really difficult team to face. And when you have all of those things working in your favor, you have an exceptional coaching staff as well. You've got a great chance to win a Super Bowl. And here they are. It's going to be a heck of a challenge for the Patriots to overcome this Seahawks team. Nothing is guaranteed, of course, and we've seen upsets in the past. I think if they just hold serve, if they just avoid, big errors in this game, they're going to be too strong. And the way that they can win on so many different ways on offense will be a big factor in that, I think, as well.
Last one for me, and I wanted to focus on the quarterback, obviously. Sam Darnold, in this case, not Drake Maye. I know that some people will never change their minds about Sam Darnold, even if he wins the Super Bowl, even if he wins the Super Bowl throwing 400 yards, because they'll say, well, you had a great defense and a great team, and that's part of what got you here. So I understand those people, and I don't know that they're necessarily who I'm asking about here. But what's at stake for Sam Darnold? What's on the line in terms of legacy or perception? And does it matter what kind of game he has?
I don't think it matters what kind of game he has as long as it's not a bad one. If he has 3-4 turnovers in the game, then obviously it's going to be a problem. I just see this as an opportunity for Sam Darnold to reach the pinnacle of his sport. I don't see it as any bigger opportunity than that. And I think it'd be that case for Drake Maye as well. I think it would have been that case for anybody who's never won a Super Bowl to come and do this. He has been the perfect example of what this team is all about. Sometimes he's been the guy. Against the Rams, you don't win that game without Sam Darnold. And there have been other games where that's been the case as well. But there have been other weeks where the defense has had to pick him and the offense up, or the running games had to pick him up, or special teams even. Like, think of that Atlanta game where they couldn't do anything on offense for a half, and then they get that kick return after halftime, and then everything changes. They end up scoring nearly 40 points in that game, and the offense is clicking in that second half. And he looked like he was playing the Commanders again in that second half. So he is the perfect embodiment of what this is all about. They're just such a close together team who, when they need to pick each other up, they can do it. They're so completely balanced together. Like, it's amazing how together this team is and how drama-free they are. Think about from training camp to this very moment this week, how they have just been so balanced. There's never been a negative headline at all about this team from the first day of camp till today, whether that's contract stuff, clashing personalities, people not believing in play calling, whatever it is, all these things that other teams have to deal with. Nothing with this team. So I think there's nobody who deserves this more for the journey he's been on than Sam Darnold, to be able to go and lift that trophy the weekend. And he's such a likable player, in my opinion. I think probably the world is rooting for him, and I think we all want to see him go and finish the job this weekend.
If Sam is hoisting the Lombardi trophy when it's all said and done, would you consider him an elite quarterback?
This is like the Joe Flacco debate all over again, isn't it? Because he had an amazing playoff, and then we seem to spend the next 2 years. Is Joe Flacco elite? Was like a great, is it a meme or something? You know, whatever you call that online. You know, everyone was. It's like that was such a big thing. Is he elite? I don't think it matters. Like, for me, an elite quarterback is the obvious, the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I don't. It probably sounds like a disrespectful thing to say that if he won a Super Bowl, he wouldn't be an elite quarterback. I think that title should be reserved for the best of the best. And I don't necessarily think that Sam Darnold is there, but he's a heck of a player. And it won't matter if he's elite or not if we get to call him a Super Bowl champion by Sunday night.
Seahawks Draft Blog's Rob Staton. Rob, safe travels out to Santa Clara. Hopefully we see you out there Friday. And if not, enjoy the game on Sunday.
Hope so, and go Seahawks. Hope they get it done.
Have a good one. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
The Seattle Mariners acquired all-star infielder Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals. What's the real headline?
Somehow, I think Robert Kraft and the Patriots organization are doing this to further distract us from the Seahawks' big moment. No matter what news breaks, I'm just going to blame Bob Kraft.
Blame him, and then I'll blame the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. If the plane is delayed when we leave today, Bobby Kraft at it again.
Bobby at it, man.
Shifty.
Good move here by the Mariners, though. You get a guy who's versatile, plays dang near every position out there for you. Career hitting 282. His slash is pretty good for his career as well. Was an all-star in, 25 or something like that, or 23, anyway, a couple years ago. No, this is the move that we thought was going to happen, right? We've been hearing about this for a long time. So, Brendan Donovan, welcome. He gave up 2 youngsters, but it's all good. It's the price of business, and let's see what he does.
Obviously, I would love as much power on a team as possible because home runs are cool. Everyone loves dingers. But I think one thing we lamented at the end of the Mariners' run, unfortunately, was, and Brendan Donovan is not going to be like a 7-hitter, probably be leadoff guy, but just let's say that 7, 8, and 9 for the Blue Jays were just getting so much contact, not just driving in runners, but just getting on base, and you were getting so much out of them, and it felt like it was boom or bust for Seattle by the end of it, where you were getting a lot of power, but you just weren't, you know what I mean? Like it felt like you couldn't get more out of the rest of your lineup. So if you're adding contact, yeah, I still believe this team has a lot of power. I'll take contact.
Yeah, man. You know how T-Mobile is. You better shoot the gaps, man, because it gets cold, air gets thick out there. So go ahead and get you a contact hitter, and you can move them around, which I like, because then you can sprinkle in some of these young fellas.
Headline rewrites.
Since we were talking about everyone's favorite Bob, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft was not selected for entry into this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class. What's the real headline?
Maybe Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick can use this shared trauma to mend their professional relationship.
Not happening. You ever seen the movie Grumpy Old Men?
No.
Classic.
And I listened to the Seahawks pregame show.
Dang.
That's a shot at you guys.
Dang.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It was solid, though, right? It was solid. It was solid.
No, that's called knowledgeable old men.
You guys are very
Okay.
knowledgeable. You guys are my favorite old men, I'd say.
That's not nice. Yes, but Grumpy Old Men was a movie, Stacy, and these two old men who were neighbors who could never get along. Then they came up with a movie, Grumpier Old Men. I mean, that's the part of the sequel we're at with these two right now. You would hope that eventually something happens that they get along, but it's whatever. They'll get in next time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's dumb they're not in now, but it is what it is.
Do you think the Seahawks pre- and post-game show will ever talk to me again?
Yeah, if I have to every day, so
Yeah.
I'm forced to.
Have to?
Every day I have to. I come in here and I have to talk to you.
Love to.
Nah, you're disrespecting the squad.
What are you
know
talking
They're
about?
gonna
No,
go
I
on
didn't.
Stacy strike.
I said you guys are
they
knowledgeable.
Love you. They love you.
I love the Seahawks
No,
pre- and
I don't
post-game.
know.
What
No,
are
I
you
don't know.
talking about?
I don't know.
I love the Seahawks pre- and post-game show crew. You guys are my favorite people.
Hey, doesn't sound like it, but it's fine.
That's not true. That's
I'm
not
just
true.
messing. I know Moyer's listening right now, too.
I
so.
love Moyer the most.
And he's the oldest of us, so that was a direct shot at Moyer.
Well, I love Moyer the most.
All right, there you go.
Brady joked about, speaking of our favorite Bob. Who's your favorite Bob? I'm taking Bob Stelton off the table because we know
Favorite
him.
Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown is your favorite
80s Bobby
Bob.
Brown. I'm talking about, he doing that
That's
stuff.
wild.
He doing that stuff. He on stage getting it.
Answer. You have Bob Marley, Bob Barker, who might be my favorite
Bobby
Bob.
Brown.
Bob Ross.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
I'm talking Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown.
What's next?
Who's yours?
I said Bob Barker.
Bob Barker. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the Pro Bowl games are tonight, I guess. That's something to watch. What's the real headline?
Ain't no Pro Bowl game, man.
Not even Bump is enough of a sicko to watch this. Perfect
You know I'm
timing.
watching it.
I
I'm
know
watching
that you
this.
are. You said earlier, well, of course I'm going to have to watch the headlights.
The headlights?
Headlights. No. Highlights. Excuse me, not headlines.
Yeah, the highlights, because we're going to be in the air when it's on. And so I'm going to have to land and get situated at the room. You know what's crazy? I got to share a room with Wyman, right?
I love that too.
What time is Wyman getting in? Because his show's done at 7?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Or maybe he flies out in the morning.
No, I bet after the show. Or maybe they're doing the show there. Matt, do you know?
They're definitely here. I think they're flying out tonight.
Hey.
You are going to get a late arrival.
Hey,
he's going to come barreling
he's gonna
through
scare the
that.
heck out of me.
He
I'm going to
sure
wake
will.
up. Bump. That's going to be scary, man.
Do you think you guys are going to hit the town?
Nah, if anything,
Yes, you will.
We'll hit the lobby.
You're going to hit the hotel bar is what you're
Exactly.
I know that you guys will. I'm wondering, there's all these Super Bowl parties people go to, and I just know the two of you are going to be a two-man wrecking crew.
He's lucky, though. His show is later. You know what I mean? My show's in that gray area where, okay, I can stay up a little bit, but you better get some sleep.
Someone said no love for Bobby Wagner. Another great Bob.
Bobby Wagner's dope.
Yeah, I just never thought Bobby. I should have included all the Bobbies.
Still
But
Bobby
you said
Brown,
Bobby
though.
Brown. That's
Bobby Brown.
No, Bobby Brown over Bobby Wagner.
Yes. I can.
Stop it right now.
There's ways I can kick it with Bobby Wagner, but Bobby Brown?
Kick it with Bobby
Kick
Brown.
it. Talk about hitting the town.
Hey, so what's up with Drake May's shoulder? That's next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m. Bump and Stacy 10 to 2. Wyman and Bob 2 to 7. And bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
Sometimes even heroes need rescuing.
I'm a retired firefighter, 27 years.
Kurt had severe pain in his knees and his shoulder, which was keeping him from enjoying his well-deserved retirement.
Loved to ski, loved to fish, and couldn't even walk 18 holes.
That's why Kurt decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
He was just awesome. He goes, yeah, give me a shot. And he took care of me. He stemmed my knee and my shoulder.
And how are you feeling now?
I was pain-free in 12 weeks. I play golf now pain-free, and it's awesome.
So you'd recommend this treatment to others in your situation?
Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Wagner's, he's had a couple people call me, and I recommended that they do it.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Robert was in big trouble with the IRS.
Yes, I owed them a lot of money, over $52,000.
Then he heard about civic tax relief.
They took great care of me. It went really quick. $52,000 that I owed, and they had a payoff for $100, and the IRS accepted it. Man.
Off the hook for just $100?
Civic Tax Relief will take care of you. Give them a call.
Call Civic Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation. 800-881-4555. 800-881-4555. Individual results may vary. Visit civictaxrelief.com for more information.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Home of the NFC champion Seahawks.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All our coverage this week presented by WGU. Let's find out how Drake Maye is doing with that shoulder injury. But remember how that was a story for like 2 days?
Yep.
And it was like, oh my God, is Drake Maye going to play in the Super Bowl? And then we all just moved on to other things. Well, thankfully, Patriots reporter for ESPN, Mike Reese, was on with Brock and Salk this morning and did talk about the shoulder.
Yeah, so it's definitely a real thing. If you watch the AFC Championship game, third quarter, 13-yard run, and he sort of slides a little awkwardly, lands on the right throwing shoulder with Broncos defenders sort of pressing him down into the turf. So they get back to Massachusetts, and he's limited in the first practice they have, and then he doesn't practice at all the next day. So that's definitely a thing.
That's definitely a thing.
Can't ignore it.
Is interesting to me. Obviously, Mike Vrabel refused to answer with a Boston area sports radio station about whether or not it was a new injury or just say anything about it. Drake Maye said, oh, it's just an accumulation of things. I didn't get hurt against the Broncos, like with an actual injury. It's just, it's a long season.
It's wear and tear. It's week 20-something.
That sounds like a thing.
It's a guy who's been sacked 55 times this year. I think 55? Yeah, about 55 times this year. Yeah, it's what happens throughout the season. No one is completely healthy right now. And if you are, you're a kicker. Facts.
We could have moved on to the next part of the story without taking a shot at
I'm not taking a shot. I'm just giving you information.
Leave them alone.
They're fine.
Leave the kickers alone.
Myers is going to have a great game.
Oh, God. Now, while it is notable and potentially concerning for the Patriots that Mike Reese said, look, this shoulder injury is a real deal, he also had lots of glowing praise for Drake Maye, including comparing him to Tom Brady.
So the first thing, the contrast is, here's Drake, the number 3 overall pick, came in with the expectations versus Tom, 199, and sort of came out of nowhere. But and so that's the first thought I had. And then you just brought back a memory to me where I was at opening night with Tom, and he was asked who his hero was, and he got emotional. Said it was his dad. And then Drake was asked the same question last night, and I thought to myself, oh my God, it's like deja vu, and he said his older brothers. So those are a couple thoughts that come to mind. I mean, Drake physically, the way he plays, it's different from Tom because of the factor with his legs, but it's the same in terms of the way he's sort of operating this Josh McDaniels offense. And then I think Tom had that, when he went over that white line, it was like a switch turned, and I think Drake's still developing that.
Do you see similarities between Drake Maye and Tom Brady? No? No. Too early?
They trying way too hard with that one. Oh,
They're
you know what
Patriots
he said?
fans.
You know what he said? His brother. It's the same as his dad.
He also said family members. No other NFL player in history would say that.
He said his kin. Why would he say that? It's so similar. No, it is not. They're not similar. Drake's a better athlete than Tom Brady. We don't know if his mental game is as tough as Tom Brady's yet. He is getting a great start to his career, but we need to stop. You're trying too hard to make connections to the GOAT.
Bump. They're both white. You're overlooking.
Hey, I was going to say it. I'm glad you said it. They're both white quarterbacks, man. And they love their family.
I will say this. We had an opponent preview also with Mike, and he said, look, even in the last couple years of Tom Brady's tenure in New England, Tom Brady was still great, was still seen as the GOAT. we all knew this, but he wasn't getting downfield anymore, and Drake Maye is. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Patriots fans have seen someone who can take the top off a defense that way. I don't blame them for being excited.
Unpopular opinion, Drake Maye is physically more talented than Tom Brady was at the start of his career.
I think that's a fair opinion.
We'll see where it goes. We know it takes more than just the mental, but they're different football players.
Now, last night, Drake Maye said he's going into the game concern-free.
I'm concern-free. I'm going in this game worried about my play and how I can play best for this team. And that's whatever I can do to come out with the win, and it doesn't matter. I know I got to try to play well for us to win, and our defense has been playing great all year. So big trust in what they do, and big trust in that we're going to have a great plan on offense and execute it. I think there's a big enough gap to where the legacy and what the Patriots did in the past, it's time for a new era. I think we're embracing it, and Coach Vrabel and what we're trying to build here is something that we're buying into. I wouldn't say it's daunting. I think it's rewarding.
He should be going in concern-free, as I would assume the Seahawks are.
That just means he's prepared, and that's he should be prepared. He had a couple weeks to kind of break this thing down, still got a few more days to check on some tendencies and see where you're going to try to attack this defense. No, he's gotten this far. He's played some good football. I know the playoffs have been a bit of a struggle for him, but there's no reason for him not to be prepared and ready to go.
Let's head to the NFC South for our next story here. We're talking about the Falcons. At today's introductory news conference for Falcons general manager Ian Cunningham, president of football Matt Ryan, still weird to say, was asked whether Penix will be the Falcons starter when he returns, and Ryan would not commit either way.
Well, neither of us are the head coach of the football team, so we can't answer your question on that. But, I think all of us are going to get together as Ian's been a part of it for, I guess, 3 days? Yeah, 3 days, and has had a lot on his plate during that time. I think, as we start to get into this process and dive deeper into the roster, how it currently stands, where it's, going in the future, I think those are conversations that'll be a part of it. Quarterback's obviously very important, and we're, excited about Mike and what he's doing with his rehab. I've been up at the facility the last, 3 weeks, and Michael's been in there attacking that, and he's in a good space right now. So we're excited about where he's at, but certainly a lot of discussions for us about the entire roster.
Bump, what do you think about the future outlook for the Falcons, and not just of the Falcons, but of Michael Penix Jr.?
I mean, he's still got some stuff to prove, right? He had glimpses the year before, came in this year as the guy. Obviously, he got hurt. They got the 13th pick. They're not going to draft a quarterback this year. You have Kirk Cousins on your roster already. I think you got to give Michael Penix another go. I think he's one injury away from teams really giving up on him, though, and just making him a backup quarterback just because of his injury history. But they got talent over there, and we've said this before. The division isn't the toughest. It's wide open. The Panthers made the playoffs this year, which is wild. So the future isn't super bright, but you see the light over there.
The New York Giants, sticking with the NFC, are hiring Matt Nagy to be their offensive coordinator. Nagy, who was the Chiefs' OC the past 3 seasons, will be tasked with leading the development of second-year quarterback Jackson Dart, plus an offense with other young players, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatteraboo. You wonder what their season would have looked like if those two were healthy. I don't think they're pushing for playoff spots, but I think they're much better than they were.
You got a foundation over there, and then you bring in Harbaugh. You got Nagy, who's doing his thing. Jackson Dart, who I think is going to be a good quarterback in this league. Neighbors has a hill. Scatteraboo has the hill. You got personnel defensively that's pretty good. I think they might be the sneaky team in the NFC East next year. You know what you're going to get out of Philly. Waiting to see if the Commanders can have a bounce-back year. Dallas is going to disappoint you every year. Let's see what the Giants do.
Okay. Let's see what the Patriots defense does. That's Bump's challenge for himself for film study. He's been watching film yesterday, today, leading up to this one. So coming up at 1, some takeaways about the Patriots defense. This was in part inspired by something that Aaron Schatz of FTN Fantasy told us, where he said, hey, since week 10, this has been one of the best pass defenses in football. And we had a couple of people texting in going, well, what are they doing? Is it just the quarterbacks they faced? Speaking of Jackson Dart, he was one of them. Bad offenses, or are they actually figuring something out? Are we seeing something here on film? So Bump's going to take a deep dive coming up at 1. Before we get to that, we got some Mariners news to get to on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
There's only one Steve Rabel.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
He takes insight to another level. Shoot, The man played the game.
There's an old picture, two farmers sitting on a wooden fence. Each has a sock filled with cow manure, and they're swinging at each other to see who falls off the fence first. But that's what this felt like.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Super Bowl. Sunday, kickoff at 3:30 on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. You know, Dave, I love sport. You love sport. And I love sitting with coaches and hearing their game plan each and every week. What are the keys to a First Mark Insurance game plan?
It's a great question, Brock. I think there's really 3 keys to a great game plan with us. Number 1 is we want to make sure that our clients have the correct coverage for their unique specific needs. So that's number 1. Do you have the right coverage? Number 2, once we have the right coverage, are we getting that coverage at the most competitive price possible? And then last and not least would be, once we have the right coverage at the most competitive price, are we providing world-class service to those customers so that when they need it, they have someone there that's got their back?
Those are the 3 keys to a First Mark Challenge victory. And man, am I so glad Molly and I took the challenge. We are one of so many through a decade plus of being a First Mark Challenge victory. You can too. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
The Mariners fix you need during the offseason.
Fans are on their feet and listen to this.
The Uncruise Adventures Hot Stove, Tuesday nights at 7 on Seattle Sports.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. How this is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Hey, so the Mariners made a trade. This news broke that a trade was in the works and nearly finalized near the end of our show yesterday, and it was finalized and details were released after our show. So thankfully, Wyman and Bob obviously had that news, but were able to talk to John Morosi about it immediately. And so now we get to take a listen to some of what John had to say about the trade and learn a bit more about how it helps this team. Let's start with John Morosi talking about what happened prior to any of the trade news, the knowledge that Geno Suarez would not be a Mariner because he is signing with the Reds.
I do think there was certainly a universe in which the Mariners would have brought Geno back, but it was clearly going to have to be at their number. And once the Reds, and that's kind of a surprising statement to say just based on the economics of the game, the Reds go out and bring in the big offer to get Suarez in. They do that. The Mariners then have to say, you know what, maybe we do have to upwardly adjust our offers that we've put in. Of course, on the back end, then Ben Williamson ends up going to Tampa Bay, which is perfect for them. He defends so well. He's going to fit very well with that lineup in Tampa. But then you give up Senja and you give up Pete, two quality prospects from a good farm system. The Cardinals did well, and the Mariners got someone that they believe can play every day on their infield for at least the next 2 years. I say at least the next 2 years because he is eligible for free agency after 27, and so the Mariners have to hope that he's there for even longer than that because Brendan Donovan is exactly the kind of player they have needed.
Should the Mariners have spent more to try to compete to get Geno's services back here in Seattle?
It's tough, man, 'cause it's the way that things ended with Geno, right? He didn't give you enough to be like, we definitely need that dude back.
He wasn't as good here.
Yeah, he was a vibes guy. I mean, he had some moments. He was a vibes guy. Defensively, he was all right. But what you were missing from this lineup was power and then versatility, right? It was either Geno was going to play third base. He was playing nothing else. And you think about the young guys and giving them space to grow and room to grow. And then what is he asking for? He was asking for what? Reds gave him, what, $15 million on a one-year deal. With Donovan, you got control for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. Like we just heard, you're hoping that you get a deal done and you have more control over the situation. I think when it's all said and done, this move was better for the future. And you can get immediate impact as well because Donovan has shown that he can play in this league, but you allow room for your older guys. So, look, if Geno was lining it up in the playoffs and doing his thing, then I would have made a bigger effort to grab him. But because he's getting up there in age, didn't finish the season on a hot note, I can see why they let him walk.
Moving on from Senja and Williamson is tough, I guess. I actually thought that they would potentially have to move on from more to try to get Donovan here. John Morosi asked whether the Mariners, though, gave up too much.
This is within the range of what I thought the Mariners would have to give up to get this player. The Mariners believe they can win the World Series in 2026. And I think you had to ask yourself, honestly, if you're the Seattle Mariners, is Williamson good enough to be at third base when the last out of the season is made and you're celebrating right behind the pitcher's mound? And if he's not good enough to play that position for 7 months all the way through October, then you have to upgrade. And I think there probably was just not enough space on this roster for a luxury defender if you have the chance to get the offensive upgrade that Donovan is. Now, let's be clear. Donovan is not the defender that Williamson is. Donovan also has had some injuries. He comes with some risk. But the offensive upside is real.
Give me the offense.
Yeah.
I think it's great to have a great, reliable glove at third. What happens if you've got a runner on third, you need a run to tie a game to get to a World Series and Williamson is up. I agree with JP's point. Maybe Williamson evolves into that person, but you're trying to compete for a World Series in 26.
Yeah,
Can you afford to wait?
That's the thing, is he could take off, Ben Williamson. He could have gotten to the lineup this year and taken off. But I think that you're at a point as an organization to where, all right, you were, 8 hours away from going to the World Series?
Unfortunately.
You could take the risk of not making a move there and going with a young guy, but you just don't want to regret not going with something that's more of a for sure thing offensively.
Yeah.
So I get it. I could have understood if Ben Williamson stayed and they want to give him room to grow. I'd be like, all right, cool. But with this right here, I'm all about the offense. And defensively, they said, look, he can't be a liability at times. I like that he plays multiple positions. I mean, he just has a track record of producing, and I think that's what that team needed.
When you are trying to win a World Series right now, this question feels like the most relevant for Jon Morosi. Well, is this team that the Mariners have at the completion of their offseason better than the one that ended the season last year?
I think it's really close. I would say it's a little more adaptable. Last year's team was magic, though, and that's why I hesitate to say that it's better or that it's going to be better, because last year they're one decent outing away from the World Series. And I mean, that was a really great team that won some really tough games against excellent teams in the playoffs. So I just think that they're more adaptable, probably on paper more talented, more purely talented. If you say, again, a full year of Naylor, obviously, but what remains to be seen for me is, do they have that same spark about them and the chemistry that made them such a strong team?
I don't know, Bump. It feels like they have a lot of the same pieces that can bring that chemistry, though.
Yeah, he said that team was special? Yeah. I mean, an organization, a roster like the one that you have, whether you have Donovan or Ben Williamson, you're going to need some special moments to get this thing through, because you don't have the depth as other lineups to where you can count on A, B, and C producing every single night. So, no, there has to be some great performances. You're not going to get 60 bombs out of Cal. All right, I'm preparing myself for that.
That attitude.
If you do, and so be it. But you can't count on that. So when you can't count on the 60 bombs, what do? You get some guys who can put the ball into play, get some contact, get on base, and hopefully drive them in.
Yeah, I think when I think of the most special moments for the Mariners last year, Jorge Polanco is at the front of a few of those. And so maybe that's what Jon Morosi was thinking of, too. Thinking of, like, okay, when you had those special moments, who was responsible in that moment? Okay, you are missing a few of those pieces. And frankly, Gino's Grand Slam, right? That's a massive one. Obviously, Polanco to send them to the ALCS in the longest game ever. Not ever, literally, but just a really long game. Yeah, those are some big moments. But Julio, Cal, JP is a leader here. You still have so many pieces. Is your pitching staff healthier next year? That's a massive factor as well. You lost Logan and George and Wu for chunks of the season and Wu for chunks of the playoffs, right? What does it look like if your pitching staff is fully healthy and has had a really solid year in the playoffs? Your pitching is part of what cost you, frankly. I mean, you would have gone to the World Series in Game 6 with a better pitching performance.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think, is this definitively a better team and it's obvious? No, they didn't make the splashiest moves of free agency, but I like where they are.
A lot of people on the text line are saying there's still holes. You know who has to fill those holes? These young guys are going to have to fill the holes. That's why they left them there, right? Because they feel like one or two of these guys are going to hit eventually throughout the season, so give them space. So I wouldn't see it as a whole. Let's call it space. Space for the young guys.
Space. Bump's been watching film on the Patriots defense, which shouldn't surprise any of us. He's going to keep watching film on the plane. I just know it. He's going to tell us what to watch out for next on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco, starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m., Bump and Stacy 10 to 2, Wyman and Bob 2 to 7, and bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
5 days until Super Bowl 60.
And this is the only place you'll hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks have touched down in Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, but some news elsewhere in the NFC West. The Rams signed Sean McVay and GM Les Snead to multi-year contract extensions the other day. It remains seen whether Matthew Stafford is back for future plans, though. More news. A day after ESPN reported Clint Kubiak would be taking the Raiders' head coaching gig, Seattle's offensive coordinator was asked about it. It will not surprise you, since he can't formally announce anything yet, that he was tight-lipped about it. He told Mike Dugar of The Athletic, "I'm just focusing on playing this game and coaching this game."
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. All our coverage this week presented by WGU. Let's talk defense. In this case, I mean the Patriots defense. Aaron Schatz, Chief Analytics Officer for FTN Fantasy, was on with us yesterday, and he talked about the Pats defense.
Play action passing, right? Obviously.
I want to preface that this starts with him talking about the Seahawks' strength of play action against their strength of play action defense.
Huge part of the Seattle offense. Darnold was like second or third best quarterback in the league this year on play action passing. The Patriots are the number one defense against play action passing since week 10, including the playoffs. So that is a real strength against strength that kind of surprised me, that the Patriots are actually number one since week 10. A lot of these defensive stats for the Patriots look very different if you look since week 10. I'll give you another example. Out-breaking routes, quick outs, deep outs, corner routes. Darnold is much better at those than he is at in-breaking routes. The Patriots were 29th against those routes for the year, but 7th if you look since week 10. It's just another example of how their defense really improved in the second half of the season in the playoffs.
We got a lot of questions immediately following that from listeners saying, well, what happened since week 10? So, Bump.
What happened?
What happened? What do you see?
You play the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants.
Yeah.
Lost to Buffalo, got Baltimore, Giants, Miami. I mean, that helps, right? But play action pass is, if you are the best defense against play action pass, that means you are the most disciplined defense out there. Because what is play action pass designed to do? Make you think that there's going to be a run. Quarterback keeps it. He rolls out over the top. You make plays. It's the play side defenders. What I saw has been really disciplined in play action pass. So it's actually the backside, right? So if I'm under center, I fake the handoff to my left side, and I roll out to that right side. It's that backside end who they're banking on crashing down. You typically leave them unblocked. You can block them as well, but you leave them unblocked because you're showing that you're running to that left side. A lot of times he crashes down, and you're able to roll outside. And then it's the play recognition from your linebackers, right? Can your linebackers take that run step, have eyes in the background, notice that the mesh isn't there, or you're not handing the football off, look at the mesh, and now get back to their zones. They're just good at recognizing that stuff. And it's funny because Vrabel was a linebacker, right? So he can teach that. Like, look, these are the cues that we're looking for. And it's almost like you should be late to the party on play actions, right? Or your run fits. You got to be 100% sure that that's a run before you take your run. Always take your run sets, but before you commit 100%. So me, when I watch the film, it's the backside guys. It's Clavon Kaysen. It's Harold Landry as well. Clavon has 7.5 sacks. You got Harold with 8.5. He leads the team. But those guys are just disciplined. They have a good feel for that play action. They stay in that gray area, right? You don't want to be 100% committal to anything, either to the run or the pass. You stay in that gray, and then you get eyes on the quarterback, and that forces them to make a tough decision.
How much of it do you think is attributed to bad quarterback play, and how much of it is just genuinely, look, they've gotten better there?
It's always both, right?
It's hard to take it out. They face the Jets twice.
Yeah.
Two different quarterbacks for the Jets. So it's tough. Now, they do have a lot of takeaways. What are you seeing from the secondary?
So I broke down Gonzalez the other day, and someone was like, "Bob, what are you talking about? He's known for his technique and all that stuff." I said, "Look, man, I'm not saying he's not technical, but he don't rely on that. He's just bigger, stronger, and faster than a lot of guys out there. And with Gonzalez, it's his ability to reroute, get hands on you, and be where he is supposed to be. Like once he recognizes a play, he gets downhill. So let's talk about who these guys have played, right? Since week 10, you got the Jets. Okay, where's their quarterback when it comes to just play action? I don't even see him on this list because they probably had like 5 different quarterbacks playing for
Yeah,
them.
they ended up playing both Justin Fields and also Cooks.
Okay.
Or Brady Cooks, excuse me.
The Bengals, who they played, who's
Flacco.
near the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Baltimore, who they played, is near. These are all play actions.
Yeah.
Lamar's there for a little bit, but then you got who else played for?
They played Huntley. So in that game, I think Lamar was hurt, so they've split.
Then you got Jets, and you have Miami again. All these teams are bottom third when it comes to play action. Attempts, completions, yards, and all that good stuff. So that helps. So now when it comes to taking the football away, you got to look at the guys up front. And these guys caused a lot of chaos, man. Milton Williams, who I forgot who we talked to today, was talking about him. D tackle number 97, check him out. You got Christian Barmore as well. Those dudes cause a lot of problems. They're not going to show up with a bunch of sacks, but they create a lot of pressure. They allow their outside backers to get home, and also allows quarterbacks to throw the football up and force things down the field. And it's all connected, man. So now you've connected your interior defensive linemen who are solid, who are going to cloud things up for you. You're forcing your QBs to escape outside. You got your outside linebackers who are disciplined as heck when it comes to reading the play action and being where they're supposed to be. And then back end, you just got some guys who make some plays. So this is just another example of just everything being connected when it comes to a defense. The D-line is connected to the second level. The second level is connected to the back end. And when you're that and you're disciplined at the same time, you have no choice but to make some plays out there. So, it's you can just tell that there's a really well-coached team, and they have guys up front that will get after you. Where are they at? Where are your numbers at for takeaways for these dudes? Total takeaways for the Patriots, they're about 7th in the league with 16 of them things. And the second half of the season, it's almost like watching the Hawks run game start to develop towards the end of the season. It's like, all right, you're starting to see them connect the dots, and guys getting where they're supposed to be. K9's getting downhill.
Yeah.
That's the same thing you see with this defense.
I know C.J. Stroud gave them 5 of those, right? Like when you look at it and you go, oh, they have 8 takeaways in their last 3 games. Well, 5 of them were against Houston. However, they do have at least 1 takeaway in each and every one of their last 6 games. That's still something, including at least 2 takeaways in 4 of those. Let's get to something they're doing more often, blitzing. Bump, I want to talk about Sam Darnold against pressure. This was Aaron Schatz.
Well, the first thing that's important about New England is that, yes, their schedule was very easy during the regular season. It was the 3rd easiest schedule that I've measured in my numbers going back to 1978. But they are playing much better now than they were early in the season. I have 2 ratings, one that measures the whole year and one that's weighted towards recent games. And the Patriots had the biggest difference between the 2 ratings of any playoff team ever. So all their good play is stuffed late in the year, and they're playing well lately. And that is what does make them dangerous, even though Seattle is really good. And the thing they've been doing the most is blitzing. They are up to blitzing 41% of the time in the postseason, which is a little bit of a problem because Sam Darnold was not very good against the blitz this year.
From Warren Sharp Football, the Patriots blitzed about 28% of the time in the regular season, jumping up to 41%. What's happening, and what's it mean for Sam Darnold and the Seahawks?
Well, you played against Staton, who was a backup who didn't see much action. And then you played against
a banged-up Justin Herbert,
who that offensive line, I don't know what that offensive line was ranked, but watching the film, they got problems over there with that offensive line.
No.
It was bad. Who's the third guy they played? Then you played
C.J. Stroud.
Stroud, who for some reason would just a turnover machine when it comes to the playoffs. I think a lot of it is circumstantial. You run a few blitz, and you're like, we can get home, we can get after him. So then it just starts to compound over and over and over again. You look at Geno. It's not just Geno. Sam Darnold was blitzed 149 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ninth most in the NFL. And his numbers aren't the greatest against the blitz if you look at the totality of the season. But if you break down maybe the last 2 or 3 games, he's been a lot better against the blitz. So that's my question, too, is how aggressive are you going to be? Because when you are aggressive, when you are sending the blitz, you throw into the blitz, there's going to be guys open if you don't get home. And I think that Sam mentally is in a place where I have more confidence in him composing himself, calming himself down, and making the right throws. But you got to prepare for it, man, because it worked. It worked against – I don't even want to call C.J. Stroud a lesser quarterback because he's had a year or two.
A quarterback who had a horrible day.
He looked good.
Yeah.
So no. What's changed, they said, look, we're going to take advantage of some quarterbacks who we think are struggling. Are they looking at the film of Sam Darnold and saying, oh, he's struggling, let's get after him? Or are they respecting him? And that is like just a tale of Sam Darnold's season. It's like, how do you view him really? Do you view him 4 interceptions against the Rams?
Sure.
Or do you view him 3 touchdowns and 300 yards against the Rams?
Or do you view him the way that some Patriots fans, I've seen them referencing like, the Vikings blitzed him a ton and he couldn't do anything against that defense. I know it was a shutout for Seattle, but Sam Darnold had a really tough day. Now, not all blitzes are created equal, right? Brian Flores is adept at figuring this out. Not only does his Vikings defense blitz more than anyone else in the league at over 40%, they also do it incredibly effectively.
Yeah.
That being said, let's say, hypothetical bump, Patriots blitzing early and getting pressure on Sam. What's the response to the coordinator? What do you do?
You create natural hot routes. So a hot, for those of you who don't know, is an adjustment by a receiver based off of the pressure that they're seeing. For me in the slot, if I saw 2 backers going from my side, and I know the running back's on the other side, I'm looking hot, depending on what's happening on the outside of me, right? If I have like a slant on the outside of me, I might still hit it. If we're in a condensed formation and I know he has a natural path to that area where the players are being vacant, then I'll go vertical. You just got to be smart and recognize it. Or as a coordinator, you just have concepts that are automatic hot. So let's say we have mesh concept. Say you're in a 2x2, just real basic stuff, right? They have a 2x2, guys in the slot run a mesh. So they're running across the field horizontally, one at like 5 yards, one at 7 yards. So if you are getting pressure from that second level, that route's automatically going to take it there. Boom, you let it go. Even some crossing routes, if you feel like you're going to get pressure up the gut, I think your Mike is going to get after the quarterback. Jason, the best crossing route runner in the game right now. You put him there. So it's a guessing game. You are trying to predict and pick up on their habits of when they like to blitz and getting in front of it by creating routes that naturally go into those areas where they blitz from. Defensively, you're trying to catch them off guard. All right, now you're trying to blitz when you normally don't blitz and see if you can catch them off guard, or if you can stunt some of that line and blitz and confuse that offensive line and that running back there. That's the cat and mouse game of coordinators going at it.
When you watched this film, did you find yourself feeling any different way about your confidence level for Sunday?
No, I did put more respect on the Patriots' name, though. That's for sure. I know they got Gonzalez in the back, another Pro Bowl. What's his name? Marcus? Anyway, they got some guys on the back end, but the reason why is because of Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, Clavon Chasen, and Harold Landry. They were wrecking stuff. And I know that when Sam struggles, it's because that box is getting crazy and, guys are struggling on that offensive line.
Did you find yourself doing kind of matchups in your brain of like, okay, how's Anthony Bradford? How's the Anthony line? How's the offensive line going to do against this? Like where are the potential challenges? Did you find yourself finding Seattle winning most of those?
I see it depends on who shows up.
Okay.
That's the thing is
that makes me nervous.
I expect the Hawks to be able to handle them, but we've seen situations where someone or 2 guys have bad games. This is why this team is in the Super Bowl. They're not a bad football team. So, no, I would put my money on the Hawks winning those battles and taking care of it. But We've seen an O-lineman or two struggle. We've seen Sam get flustered a little bit. It's who's going to show up, how prepared are these guys. If they're prepared and can sort things out, I feel good about it. But defenses can do things to confuse this offensive line. I saw instances where they walk 8 guys to the line of scrimmage. And you really got to sort that out, right? You slide in one way, and as soon as the ball snapped, you got 2 guys dropping, and the rest of the guys going in after the quarterback. Communication's got to be key because they're gonna try to muddy things up and cloud it a little bit. But I can see them taking care of this game, yeah, for sure.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what Patriots player has impressed you on film? Speaking of film study.
Just talked about him. 44, Clavon Chasen. I like this dude. I was actually talking to Wyman about him. We were trying to figure out how to pronounce his name, so I hope we got that right.
Chason?
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Chason?
Man, I think that's it.
I was wondering the same.
Yeah. No, he has good bend. He has long arms. They like to start him outside and then stun him inside and try to confuse the offensive line. He plays with his motor. He leads the team in sacks. He's a violent type of player, man. I always say that outside linebackers, DNs are the best athletes on the football field. They're big and they're moving in ways that they should not be moving. God bless them. And he's one of the guys that pop out to me. But Harold Landry is good as well. He's the other outside backer, number 2. Number 97, Mel Williams. Talked about number 90, Christian Barmore. All these guys are solid. Even got Anthony Jennings, number 33. But I really like Clavon, man. I think he allows his team to be versatile when it comes to stunts and blitzing and getting after the quarterback or whatnot. So just watch him. I'm sure they're going to try to attack the right side, test 75, see what he's all about. But they're going to move him around, and anybody can get it.
If someone said you have to find the greatest number of freak athletes in this pool of 10 players that are all the same position group, would you go left tackle, defensive end, running back?
In first. It's hard to go left tackle because
there's going to be some bad left tackles in there.
They're not moving like that.
But moving for that size.
Yeah. I'd probably go just a freak in nature like the new hybrid safety, the Imawari, Kyle Hamilton.
Ooh, that's a better answer than
type
mine.
Guy. Yeah, I go in there, and then maybe a tackle and everybody else.
When do running backs pop in?
Running backs, man. Running backs are. They're like receivers, man. Dime a dozen. Like you can
just
find
jabs.
yourself. You're gonna have 3 to 4 elites, and then everyone else can go for 1,000.
I hope that we have like George Halani or Ken Walker on the show, and I'm going to start with on the huddle or something like, hey, so, my colleague Bum says running backs are a dime a dozen. How do you feel that you're a little more than that? You know what I mean? Like a quarter.
Like a quarter.
Or a half.
Hey, and you got to back them up and say, I'm a receiver, and I said receivers are a dime a dozen,
That's
too.
true. I will say that. Okay. Second down. What team might have a bounce-back season in 2026?
I don't know what made me think of this, but I was just pondering football, and I thought to myself, you know what? The Chiefs just might bounce back next year. And I think Mahomes is going to get the best treatment he can on his knee. He's probably in Germany right now getting stem cells all up in his thing.
Stuff.
Yeah,
Space things.
You can leave. You leave the country, go to Germany, you can do some weird things over there. You got Bieniemy who's coming back, and they have the 9th pick in the draft as well. Tankathon has them going after a defensive player right now. There's a mock draft. David Bailey, he's an edge rusher out of Texas Tech. And then, honestly, I think that they should be going after A.J. Brown. Go get Pat Mahomes another weapon. I can say this confidently because they are not in our division, and we won't have to see them. I don't know if we're playing, or not in our conference. I don't know if we're playing them next year yet. But, no, I just think they are. I think they're due, man, with the addition of Bieniemy, with Mahomes coming back with the 9th pick, and I think they should go after A.J. Brown. I could see them having a bounce-back year. The question is Travis Kelce going to come back, man? And we say, he had a down year, 851 yards and 5 touchdowns, and that's a down year for the future Hall of Famer. Yeah, no, I don't see them having the same year they had this past one.
I think they are playing the AFC West.
Yeah.
I know they're playing the Raiders. I don't know if it's an off schedule. No, because it wouldn't be like they would be 4th place, so it wouldn't be your schedule. I think they are playing the AFC West. Double check. Third down. What has social media told you about the Patriots and the Seahawks?
These are 2 completely different teams when it comes to personalities. I watched the Patriots show up to media day. It's how you doing? firm handshakes, not too much going on. I watched these Seahawks show up. It is a party. You got Spoon leading the way. You got Murphy doing his thing. And I think that is okay. I think there's going to be some people, especially on the Patriots side, look, act like you've been there. You be a professional. No, you guys do it the Patriot way. And Mike McDonald got these guys believing in themselves, doing it their way. And I loved it. I think it is okay. I think you should not change up who you are now. I've seen this team be confident, be swagged out this whole year. I would be disappointed if they showed up and they were a bit more reserved, because that's just not their personality. Every team has their own personality. The Patriots, a bit more reserved. And then the Hawks, they talking, they moving. I like it.
Frankly, barring culturally accepted things for certain teams, like Yankees fans are going to be like, well, this is how the Yankees do things. Outside of things like that, overwhelmingly, fans are just going to fan.
Yep.
If it was reversed and the Patriots showed up and they were gregarious and outgoing and all that, like, the Patriots fans would be like, great, because they're sticking it to people who think they're an underdog.
Right,
they're showing
exactly.
up confident. Like, it truly wouldn't matter. Like, as a fan, you're just going to justify whatever it is that your team is doing and then point to the other side and say like they don't get it, they're doing it wrong. I like this, honestly, for both sides. Like, I think it's cool that the Patriots are approaching it that way.
Yeah.
Not only makes sense for the organization, but, like, they're a young team, young quarterback, right? Showing up confident and professional and just another game. And I think it's great that the Seahawks had this attitude. I mean, it's the attitude that most people associate with Super Bowl winning football. And so, great, fantastic. I love an attitude from
What
a
works
defense.
for you. It's all about what works for you.
Fourth down. Anything from Matt Harmon of Yahoo Sports, who was on with us earlier in the show?
Yes, and I don't think we play the AFC West. Oh, no, there's the Broncos. We do.
We do play the
Chiefs,
AFC West,
yes.
yeah.
You're right, Craig. You was right. Yeah, he said a few things. He said Sam has to solve problems, and we talked about him handling the blitz and if they're going to be able to calm him down and have him visually be in a good place. He also talked about how young Drake Maye is, only 23 years of age, not in his prime yet. He throws a great football, has good feet. Like, the sky's the limit for this dude, and him saying that puts things in perspectives. And also, the more concerning thing he said was that there's slim pickings when it comes to this OC situation. We got to focus on this game. Kubiak get these guys right, or continue to get them right. But you want to try to stay in the Shanahan tree, and them Shanahans is getting picked up left and right. So I don't know what exactly the plan is going to be. I hope it's something similar to what the offense was this past year. I'm sure they will try to look for that. But, yeah, man, them Shanahans are getting picked up real quick.
Someone said, I thought I heard someone earlier on this radio station saying we play the Pats next year. Yes, you will. And it'll be a home game. Presumably, I would imagine.
It's home
relatively
game.
Early in the season. We'll see when, but yes, a home game against the Patriots. And knock on wood, maybe you open the season at home on Thursday night.
I mean, if you win.
Super Bowl winner.
If you win.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for the sports story of the year. Voting is open now through Valentine's Day, February 14th, so head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. Winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. Ted Wynn continues our preview of Super Bowl 60. He joins us next from Radio Row on your home for the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco, starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m., Bump and Stacy 10 to 2, Wyman and Bob 2 to 7, and bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. It's all neurologists. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out. Plus, they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass. And sure enough, it's their Olympic Series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027, and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When your windshield breaks, the national brands say their fix is safe, but the quality is light. Instead, trust Good Dog Auto Glass for the best in quality auto glass.
Don't let the insurance company bully you. When you call, we answer the phone. Visit us online and get more bang for your buck.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SOUND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show is happening now through February 7th. It's the best time to buy, with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle. Make it a date Friday evenings with Boat Show After Dark, featuring unforgettable ambiance, music, food, beer, and wine. Details and discount tickets at seattleboatshow.com.
Our friends at Mazda of Everett always offer you their best deals. Mazda of Everett is the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer for a reason. They sell more new Mazdas than any other dealer on the West Coast. So come check out the Mazda More to Move You sales event now. Shop over 300 new Mazda CX-5s with 0.9 financing for 60 months, available on approved credit. Located on Highway 99 in Everett, or shop MazdaofEverett.com. Based on Mazda USA's retail sales reports 2025. This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Going to be joined shortly by Ted Nguyen of The Athletic from Radio Row. All our coverage this week, by the way, presented by WGU. And I need your questions for what I need to know. Get those sent in. 866-979-3776. I actually got a question earlier, Bump, which was, I forgot to include it with what I need to know, but that's okay. I'll get to it now. They said how much of it is a concern that Drake Maye is mobile. Like, they feel like that's the thing that everyone's completely overlooking in all this talk about, the Patriots offense didn't score a ton in the postseason, that like his mobility itself is a fear.
I'll beg to differ. I think a lot of people are talking about that. I think everyone we've spoken to has talked about his mobility, man. It's real. I mean, it's not going to hit you for 100 yards on the ground, hopefully. Yeah. But he can extend plays. And I think that's what the focus is the most when you talk about his mobility. It's just his ability to extend plays. And when you extend plays, you buy yourself some time, and it is so tough for guys to cover for that long. He's got 450 yards in a year and 4 touchdowns. That lets you know right there that he can get busy a little bit. He can get busy.
JSN is doing his media podium interview, I guess, today, right now, with sunglasses on. Does he get flagged for the diva list?
You're the best receiver in the game right now.
Yeah, sunglasses.
Do what you want to do.
Sunglasses indoors.
Indoor. I would definitely, if I put up 1,700.
Oh, you're on the diva list now.
What? I put the shades on. I'd be iced out. Yeah, I'd definitely do it.
Okay, well, I think JSN goes on the diva list.
Are you watching them right now?
No, it was from Michael Sean Dugar of The Athletic. He posted a photo. JSN has to be the most diva-seeming low-key person. You hear nothing but good things about him, including from people who know him personally. But then he'll have like a blue fur coat and the sunglasses on inside. And I'm like, God, you're channeling diva, but you're giving just genuinely cool dude.
Yeah, he's solid.
Which I can respect. I love channeling diva. You know what I mean?
Good.
So, I mean, I don't do it, but I would
you
love
don't
to
do
try.
It? I guarantee you there's a time where you've done that.
I don't know. Let's talk about the game itself being actually played on the field on Sunday. Ted Nguyen of The Athletic joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Ted, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Really excited to talk about both of these teams. A request that we got from listeners yesterday is to ask more questions about the Patriots. I feel like people by now are like, hey, we're in week 22. We know everything about the Seahawks, but are we overlooking this Patriots team? So that's where I'm going to start. Seahawks heavy favorites heading into this one. Most people we talk to have chosen the Seahawks. What do you think people typically are overlooking when it comes to the Patriots?
I think their defense has played really well in the postseason. I think it's fair to question their offense. They just haven't looked the same in the postseason, and they've won games just based on the backs of their defense. And I think throughout the regular season, their defense sort of underperformed relative to how much they spent in free agency, some of the big names on their defensive roster. But I think they've gotten healthy, and they've really caught a stride in the postseason. And I think the most dangerous part of that defense is the defensive tackle pairing with Milton Williams and Christian Barmore.
How would you describe their offense?
Their offense is a multiple offense. Josh McDaniels put a lot on Drake Maye's plate early on, and I think it didn't look great early on, and he started catching a rhythm, understanding that offense. A lot is put on the quarterback's plate at the line of scrimmage. There's heavy verbiage, and he's taken it all in stride, and I think he's really blossoming. And I think they have a multiple run game, so they aren't just an outside zone team. They run a gap scheme. They run zone. They use motion. And there's a lot of option routes involved in this offense. So I think that's why it takes a little while to learn. But once you get it, you have a lot of answers for what defenses want to throw at you.
We were just talking about JSN being a diva, jokingly, because he's a very nice, kind person. And he is also a phenomenal player. And there was a take that Chris Sims had, I'm sure you heard it, Ted, leading into this one about, well, what are they going to do if they take JSN out of the game? I worry about what Seattle's offense is going to do. And I just thought, hey, I think Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan and every other head coach to face this team figured out relatively early we got to take JSN out, and they just haven't been able to effectively do it. Why? What is he so good at?
Well, he could play inside and outside. I think that's an underrated skill. I don't think every receiver, especially number one receivers, can do that. And he's lined up a lot more outside this year than I think people anticipate. And then you can just move. And I think Clint Kubiak does a great job of moving him all around the formation. We saw him line up in the backfield and catch a touchdown in the last game, and there's multiple instances of him lining in the backfield. So as a defense, when you do want to double a receiver, it's a lot easier to double him when you know where he's going to be. But when you're putting him in motion and you can't expect to where he's going to be, it causes some communication issues, and it makes it a lot tougher. So like you said, most defensive coordinators are going to try to take JSN away, but I think the system and what the Seahawks do make it extremely tough to do that.
Ted, I had no idea you were live. I'm looking down at my computer this whole time. I'm like, I got bait on my guy right here. Yeah, this is a game that I feel like is going to be close until maybe the second half, and some teams are going to pull away. And you talked about the Patriots defense. I really love what they got going with their interior defensive linemen. Just talk about how they're able to disrupt timing and how they've been able to play better football the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think they started the season with a really strong run defense, one of the better run defenses in the league, and then Milton Williams got hurt. And when he was hurt, the run defense just tanked. They went from a top 5 unit. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they went from a top 5 unit to one of the worst units in the league. Milton Williams comes back towards the end of the year, and we see them playing much better ball in the playoffs. So he's a huge key to making this defense work. On the edges, they don't have fierce edge rushers that you have to really go out of your way to game plan for. But they make their money inside, and especially when you have a pair of defensive tackles that you have to worry about, it just makes it really hard to run the ball on them, and obviously you have to worry about that interior pressure.
Ted, ahead of the NFC Conference Championship game, we asked you about Sam Darnold, and you said,
I knew you'd bring this up.
I know, but here, I have your back here, because you did say, look, I was all in on Sam last year, and it hurt. It hurt to be let down. So you said, before anyone attacks me, I know I'm on a Seattle area station. Like, I kind of have to be unhurt. I have to see it again. Did you see enough? What are your feelings now on Sam? What were your feelings leaving that game?
Oh, he far exceeded my expectations. To me, that was the best game I've ever seen Sam Darnold play. And it was in a huge spot, the biggest game of his life. He played the biggest game. And it was from the beginning to the end. There was no letdown, and when they wanted to really finish the Rams off, he kept on making big plays. So I think the Rams are a defense that try to throw a lot at you schematically, and I felt like he just handled it really well. So I think in big games, sometimes it's tough to perform, because in those big games late in the season, defensive coordinators are throwing a lot at you. They're changing what they do, so you might not get a look you expect. I think Sam Darnold has kind of developed some of that scar tissue, got a lot of that experience, so that when he sees something he doesn't expect, he's not panicking, and he has some answers and some ways to figure out what the defense is doing. And that's definitely going to be a narrative in the Super Bowl. We know defenses like to change a lot of what they do. So having that experience and being able to stay calm and figure things out is going to be huge for him.
Well, you might have just answered my next question. What do you think is the best part of Sam's game, and what's the best part of Drake's game?
The best part of Sam's game, and I think it's sort of counterintuitive, but one of the things I really loved watching him in USC was his pocket movement. I think the narrative on Sam Darnold is if you pressure him, he'll make mistakes. But I feel like when he's calm and when his head is in the right space, he really does a good job of manipulating the pocket, moving around the pocket, and just throwing off platform and making some of those high-end throws, which is why he was a top 5 pick. And with Drake Maye, to me, he's like a baby Josh Allen. Like, you know, he can make every throw. He has a huge arm, but he could also hurt you with his legs. And we saw that against the Denver Broncos when it was snowing and nobody could move the ball at all. Him being able to step up and make scrambles was the reason why they won that game.
Ted, you are the best. Everyone can check out more from Ted at The Athletic. What do you have coming out for this week? I'm sure so many things for Super Bowl. Is it just information collecting? Are there is there anything you're posting to The Athletic?
Yeah, I have an article coming out tomorrow, basically an update on the evolution of Mike Macdonald's defense. I wrote about it extensively before he got there and what he was doing with the Ravens. And I wrote about how he's changed that and how it's the next step of the evolution of his defense, and that'll be out in The Athletic tomorrow.
Ted's, like he mentioned, the first feature there about McDonald was a great read, so go check that out as well. Ted, you've been so generous with your time. We appreciate you joining us ahead of that game against the Rams, and then a quick turnaround to hop on ahead of the Super Bowl. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks for having me on.
Have a good one. All right, get your questions in now for What I Need to Know. Any question, text it to 866-979-3776. No, what am I doing here? Our answers to your questions. Matt, you look so concerned. Sorry, coming up next.
You do this segment every day, Stacy, every single day.
In the Super Bowl, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
It's awesome to see. I can tell you, just being down there, every one of them singing the same tune about the team, and I love these guys. I'm so happy to be here with these guys.
They've built a culture that they care about each other. Mm-hmm. And so that obviously sounds very corny, but it works. You know, maybe people will stop texting into our show, Bob, saying it doesn't matter if he's a nice guy or not. Yes, it does, because it's the ultimate team game.
Only on Seattle Sports.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Olympic Hot Tub celebrates Seattle's star team with a massive blue and green savings blitz. Champion level wellness at winning savings on saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges through Sunday. Go to olympichottub.com. Better you, better life. Go Seattle.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Ugh. Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When you jump on the back of a bull and the gate swings, there's no middle ground. You either ride it out with 8 seconds of pure adrenaline or hit the dirt and run. Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. This is the PBR Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tour. See the best bull riders in the world face off at Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena February 13th and 14th. Ready to be cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Here at Big Trees, we are honored to have performed work for our local professional sports teams, local colleges, numerous commercial sites, and dozens of cities, including Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue. While we certainly serve homeowners, Big Trees helps business owners too. Reach out to the experts at BigTreeSupply.com.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane. Since 1929, Shane Company has helped millions of customers find their dream engagement ring. I still hand-select every ruby and sapphire center stone, choosing each one for its unique color and life. We're proud to offer the widest selection of beautiful colored gemstones for your engagement ring and fine jewelry. Because a friend wants you to have nothing but the best. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know. My niece's husband, I'm really struggling right now, just put in the group chat that I can't believe this, that he wanted to throw her a birthday party on Sunday. Now, wait just a minute.
You tripping, dog.
There's no way. Is this a real story? My sister's already claimed Saturday for a party for her twins, so that's why this party's happening on Sunday.
Nah.
Would I be a jerk if I was glued to the TV and not talking to anyone, or do I get a pass because of the last-minute planning?
The Super Bowl is a national holiday. You look at your phone, you look at your TV, you do what you got to do. Every now and then, commercial check-in. Hey, oh my God, the kids. Yeah, boom, and then back to business.
Also, there is a 0% chance, and I can say that with mathematical certainty, that you are the only person who wants to be glued to the TV.
Facts.
There's no way. The husband planned a Super Bowl Sunday party for her?
It's lazy.
Maybe they wanted to do it. You know what? Listen, listener. I wouldn't be surprised if this is themed around the Super Bowl, where they were like, well, everyone's going to be watching the game. Let's just watch it together for her birthday. Right? There are different worlds people are living in. Like, I have friends that, like, don't really know, like, maybe who the other team is in the Super Bowl.
They're still going to watch.
But they're still going to watch.
Around.
Exactly. They're still like, yeah, I'm going to go out with friends and watch it.
It's a national holiday.
That's crazy.
Even if you don't like football.
I think you just don't go.
Nah, I still go.
Okay, well, I think you go and I think you watch TV, and I don't think you apologize at all.
Post up. You know what? You get the main chair, too, the lazy boy. You sit right in front of that TV.
I don't know how old your niece is. I'm going to assume a younger adult in her 20s maybe. So maybe this won't be life-altering. My sister's birthday is around Super Bowl Sunday. It's February 5th. And Super Bowl 40 was on her birthday. We had a whole party about it. And then they lost, and it was devastating. And so she's had a kind of a vendetta against the Seahawks for a while because they ruined her birthday.
Hold on.
So, what?
This is the worst advice I've ever seen.
What?
425 says you don't have to watch the game live.
Stop.
What
The Super Bowl?
are you doing? 425. Thank you for listening, but that might be some of the worst advice I've ever heard in my life.
I know that we have to choose family all the time, but not this time.
Not this time.
I would say it's Super Bowl Sunday. The Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. We're all watching this game together as a family. That's what we're doing. That's the party. What I need to know. Who's bumped rooming with for the Super Bowl, and who would be the most difficult roommate out of all the hosts and producers?
I got Dave Wyman.
Okay, now who would be the most high maintenance?
Probably Bob, man. Bob seems really particular about stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like Bob would. And I love Bob. There's no hate on Bob, but he seems like if you leave a cup out too long, hey, you gonna get that?
I tell him he said that. Someone said 425 must like the symphony. Matt.
For real.
Okay, I didn't even chime in. Why do I get a stray shot, Matt? That doesn't seem fair.
Part of the squad, man.
Hey, we're all going to be watching the game.
You ain't watching the game.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah. Which is fine because you don't like sports, but you're also not asking other people to not watch the game, which is what this person's niece's husband is doing.
I would never ask someone to not watch the Super Bowl. I completely understand. This is a big deal.
Other people have declined that event and have told this person, I can't go. I'm hosting a Super Bowl party, or I'm going to a Super Bowl party. I don't know what this person's doing, having a party on Super Bowl Sunday when the Seattle Seahawks are playing and not expecting that people in the state of Washington, presumably, what? Look, we're watching this game for your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. What I need to know. This person said, my wife got me a Seahawks zip-up onesie, but the only time I wore it was week 1 during that Niner game where they lost. I haven't worn it since because I'm a Seattle sports fan and I believe in superstition. So, do I tempt fate and just wear one of the new Simply Seattle t-shirts I got? Or, follow-up, should I just burn the onesie? Maybe bless it with some sage.
Nah, you can wear the new Simply Seattle stuff. Don't wear that onesie though.
No, I don't think you wear the onesie.
You don't have to burn it though.
If I find out that you wore that onesie and the Seahawks lose, we're blocking you from the text line. I'll find a way to block you from listening. It's over.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. You cannot wear this. You cannot do it. Someone said, Bob cracks me up. He's a germaphobe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
He's definitely a germaphobe. What I need to know. Oh, no. Someone said, I got to work until 5 on Sunday. It takes 30 minutes to get home. I'll be replaying it.
You can catch up, though.
You got to catch up.
You can catch up.
You could listen to the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to find ways to. That's tough.
What time the game come on? 3:30?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snaps.
You're working. You're working the game. You know this. What I need to know. The 425 does have some people backing them up.
How?
Saying that that's how they prefer to watch games. They prefer to tape it, or in this case, just record
it. The Super Bowl? You better put your phone down, turn your phone off then. Someone's going to spoil it for you.
I don't know. What I need to know, everyone's telling this person not to wear their Super Bowl little zip-up thing.
Now how superstitious everyone is, huh? Now the Texans are hella superstitious.
Let's see. What I need to know. I had one here for you. Oh, Bump. Can you quickly preview the matchup with Seahawks receivers against the Pats secondary, specifically JSN against Christian Gonzalez?
I don't think anyone's capable of stopping JSN. I'm going to tell JSN what my mom used to tell me. No one can stop you but you. That's the only way JSN's going to get stopped. Can he make it life difficult for him at times? Yeah, he's a big receiver. I mean, DB, he's going to try to put hands on you. But it's like, I don't want to say skill versus bronze because obviously
There's
Christian got
skill,
some skill, but his game is mostly physical get hands on you.
Someone said, kudos to the board guy. I feel like he adjusted his on-air voice to sound more upbeat. Well done.
I really didn't. I think it's just the sinus infection. You're hearing what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's true. Matt hates all of us and everyone, so I don't think that either.
That's right. Now leave and get out of my city.
Okay, I can't leave yet.
Get out of my city.
Not until the music plays. Now I can leave. Bumper, you ready to film yourself clapping when the plane lands in a couple hours?
Sure.
It better be loud.
What are you talking about?
I need you to commit to it.
You still owe me donuts. You owe me
No, I don't.
Lake
I brought
Union.
the donuts. Didn't I bring the donuts?
Nah, man.
What? I owe you. Okay, fine. I'll get us all donuts in San Francisco. But
nah, the squad needs to get them.
I need commanding. You know?
All right, I got you.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. All right, well, we got to head to the airport. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
It's Super Bowl week.
Not super week, like super week.
Let's go!
It's going down.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, is broadcasting live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Starting tomorrow with Brock and Salk at 6 a.m. Bump and Stacy 10 to 2. Wyman and Bob 2 to 7. And bonus coverage from 7 to 9.
Powered by WGU.
From the only station where you hear Rabel and Wyman call the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Seattle Sports.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
It's home show season. To celebrate, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off and a lifetime installation warranty, plus 12 months to pay with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing. See us at the home shows or visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the Stateliners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at MuckleshootCasino.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's orchard.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Save $1,700 when you Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system